All right, everybody. Tournament starting in, well, right now. We're on a 3 minute delay. I'm 3 minutes ahead. I'm going to be asking if you want to participate in the live stream, please share your screen in one of the Discord chat tables. Be more than happy to scribe it on there. We'll probably be using a chat somewhere to have some discussions in real time. But my two accounts are floating at the tables. Ross12 Electric Boogaloo and Ross177 with my arena tag number. I'll be floating through some of these. If you guys wish to be on the stream, stream your screen in the Discord, and we'll kind of float through games as we do that. I'm hoping we can get two people sharing their screen in different rooms, but we'll see what happens. But if you see me in your table and you're by yourself, I'm not playing. I'm watching and putting you in the stream. But if you want to be on the stream, just share your screen as you play, and we'll kind of go from there. Hopefully this works out. Yeah, more cantrips would definitely be helpful, but you got me with that bolt wave at the end. All right, well, tournament starting in just a couple minutes. They're setting stuff up on there. All right, so I'm in table. What table am I in? I am in table main lobby. I'm just in the lobby, so I got to go move this guy into a room, into a table. I don't know who's sharing their screen. I'm trying to test. I've got a few things going, so right now everybody's getting set up. There's people adding people to arena from the lobby for the tournament. I'm in the lobby. Neither one of my screens is playing, but if you do want to participate in the stream, please share your screens. Looks like someone is sharing their screen. We're going to go into this table room, and hopefully, yep, looks like he is sharing his screen. Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. Yes. There it is. Let's watch his stream. All right, so we're going to get our first stream up. All right, so let's go to the program. See if this works. It's the first actual test I get to do with this. We've got that over here. I'm actually going to. So right now, because that one, hold on. I'm going to go to that room with this guy too. We are testing this out a little bit. I'm going to go to table G. Watch stream from there. This is in streamer mode. Alright. So it looks like we're watching How You Guided by Light deck. Black, white. Oh, Sir Vondam. So I made one of these. Now, Halia's great card draw, card advantage in white. Warper in. If Sir Vondam was out, then you would have a little bit more of a synergy with it. So let's see what he's got else in his hand. Ellicott. I think it might be hard to run too. So we're watching base come on stream. All right, so blue, black. So Demir versus Orzhov. He's got some tokens. I'm hoping this works out. I'm hoping the delay in stream doesn't make it hard to play. See if what's he gonna play. I'd like to see what Davished's doing. But I think the way this is set up currently, unless they're in two different groups, I can only see one side of the coin. So I can only see one person's screen. So unless they're in two different tables, you can't see it. So we also got table B with him playing. So I'm going to move my alt over to his screen. And I'm going to go over there. And then we're going to watch his stream. And we'll see what he's got going on. So that looks like an aggro deck. Let me know if you want to look at the... I'm enjoying this Orzhov deck right now. So he's got a pretty good board position. He's got... this guy just came out. Whoop, that stream ended. So I'll just close that. Fair enough. If you don't want to be on the stream, you don't want to be on the stream. Let's go look at these, this aggro deck. So red-blue... So far it's full blue. We don't know if he's got anything else, but this is a mono red. It's already got him down to 13. Hitting him with burst lightning. If there was a way to put this all full screen. I'm not as familiar with Discord as you would think I should be, so I don't know if there's a way to actually do that. Share your screen. I don't want to do that. More options. I don't want to show my camera. Let me take these option offs. Let's show these other people that are watching off. Show new message. Alright, so that's probably as good as we can get. Now what I can probably do is I can probably crop around so we just see this next time. I haven't done that yet. You can crop with this hardware that I've got. Alright, so what are we looking at? More tactics. Oh, there's Kato Engine Filtrator, so fighting back. Got him down to 7. And then blue come back with a... Missed some of the action when I was playing with settings, but this is why we're testing out this to see if we can stream it better. Lightning strike. Ooh, it's close. 4. Giveaway blade. 14. It's a tight game. He's got this... he doesn't have enough mana to play that. 7-4. Man. That Cunning Infiltrator. I haven't even played him yet. He's in my Simic Boroid day, mostly for his unblocking. Being able to turn a creature into an unblocker. I think without the sound, it's going to be a little struggle. Flying 2/2. That is... I'm going to make this full screen. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. Alright, now into the second game. It's best of 3. That's a nice deck list. Lots of direct damage spells. Table A's got something going on at it. Let's watch this one, and then I'm going to switch my other alt over to Table A. Oh, that's Table B. I don't want to go there. Confirm. Alright, let's watch his stream. Looks like I gotta do the same things here where I take the other participants out. No messages. That way we can just concentrate on looking at this. Now I wish I could get this to go full screen. I will figure that out. I know you can crop using the switcher. May try to figure that out while we're here. Why not? I appreciate everybody checking it out. There is a 3-minute delay. So if I'm not reacting in real time, it's only there to keep, people from cheating. We don't want anybody cheating. So I am going to be doing some testing here off of this to see if I can get this in. I've got input 2. We've got now the blue deck over here won the first match. Kato Infiltrator came out. He was able to get enough creatures on the board to keep him from going. I didn't see what he sideboarded in, but I am trying to see if I can make this work to get a get just the board up. I don't know if we have any audio coming off of this, so that probably makes it a little bit less thrilling because we can't hear the whacking attacks from Arena, but I'm going to see if I can fix that too. Alright, so video input, video output, output 1. Nope, that's not going to help me. I'm trying to see if I can crop just around the front of this. No, it doesn't look like that. I think I can crop in this video capture device mode. Let me go check the settings on this. Just trying to keep the tournament going. Sorry I'm not doing much commentating at the moment. I am trying to get the video so that it's more in line with what we want. It's a tight game over here, though. This blue deck's doing, just counterspelling after counterspell. Negate. All right. Looks like mono blue beat mono red in that game. All right, let's go see what we got going on with, let's see who's in table C. Let's go to table C and see how we're going over here. Yes, we want to confirm the switch. Watch his stream. There we go. Thought we already did these options where I didn't. Is that not permanent? I have to go in here and like take participants off every time. So it's Cowboy Spaceman versus Estatus. And it looks like we've got black green. Golgari. Ooh, and blue. Got several different things in here. Nice. Alright, what's happening in table A? In table C at the moment. Table A is loading up a game. Currently in table C, looking at this, we're looking at Voice of Victory and then a 3-color deck as the main one. Trying to see if I can configure video to where I can zoom. Can you crop and blow up? That's what I'm wondering. Thought there was a way to do that. I'm going to see if I can get us some audio as well. So yeah, you're watching a Servandum with Voice of Victory versus a 3. It looks like a 3-color. Is it black and green, blue? Black, green, blue. audio input capture. So let's get this going. All right, let's see if we can get some audio coming off of this. Again, this is a little bit of a test, guys. I'm hoping to do more commentary once everything running smoothly. But let me know what you think about Planar Standard in the chat. We can talk about it. But right now you're watching these two go at it with a black, with an Orzhov and then a 3-color deck. I think there's a lack. I think there's a lack of audio from Arena. That's what I'm trying to work out right now. So. I got an audio input caster. Now, I think you guys should be able to hear me, right? And reminder, there's a 3-minute delay on this, so. All right, so audio input capture. Let's see if we've got audio coming out of here. Doesn't look like it. And now, is that because I don't have audio enabled on here? All right, I'm going to go to the other screen because we got a different game going on. We got blue. You don't need to watch him buy some stuff. Although it's always nice when you get to buy things like packs and stuff and see what his draws are. He got a mythic. I can see him on the other screen. But now we switched over to an Is It deck versus maybe mono blue. Need to keep track of these, but I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm trying to get the audio working for this. It's one of those things where I'm not real 100%. All right, so let's get the audio input. Put 1. You gotta turn up the levels. Holy crap, why was that on infinite minus? It's no wonder you can't hear shit. Oh, we don't want input mute on. That might be part of our problem. Input off. Input mute. We don't want that. And then I got input level all the way down to infinite 0, and for some reason I have to click it until it comes up. Hopefully we'll hear something here in a minute. All right. Turn it up a little bit. Might have to change some inputs for the audio. All right. Audio input catcher did not quite work out the way I wanted. Again, we're testing. I'm using OBS, Raspberry, but I actually have some physical video switchers and various things I was using for my music stream that I had a couple years back, and it works pretty well because I could run 2 different streams at the same time, so I can watch what's going on one table on one screen, and we can like float between tables pretty easily. I'd like to get to the point where we can do both sides and do a split screen, because I do have the capability to do split screen with 2 different tables, but let's see if anybody else is showing a table right now, and I'll show you what's going on. So the only one that's live right now is this game, which is It versus Mono Blue. But if we get 2 games going, I'll show you what a split screen looks like so you can watch both. But yeah, so I'm using OBS, runs to Twitch. Sweet. I can't get the arena sounds yet. I'm working on that. Let me see if this video capture device, see if I can put the audio in here. No, I'm going to have to open a second one to do audio. Cosmograd Zenith is a great card. Like, look at that board presence now. He's been out on the board 2 turns. He's already got 4 1/1s. I've played against that card a few times. It's tough to overcome. Now, if you got Elspeth in your deck too, which I saw earlier in a game I was playing, maybe that was last night against, or Friday night. But either way, I was playing against it, and there was 8 of these things coming out. But I like Cosmograd Zenith. It's a great card. See, here he comes. He's got 2 now. And that's even because he's not legendary, you can put 2 out. So now every turn he's going to be putting 4/1/1s or putting counters on him as well. So that's what's really strong about Cosmic Gratitude. You pay your second spell, you get 2 spells, and then all of a sudden you've got +1/+1 to all your creatures. He's down to 7 life, so blue's been doing well. Is this the same deck we just saw? Or something similar with the Kato? Mono blue seems pretty strong. I'm still working on trying to figure out the... I wonder if I can run audio input capture. That's what I want to run. I want to run audio in. It's still not going, which is strange because I do have gain all the way up. Audio 1, line in main. Trying to see if we can get some audio going for the arena. Looks like never came. Yep. 3-minute delay. So again, I'm not able to respond to the text in real time. 3-minute delay to prevent cheating. I'm really trying to figure out this audio part. It's fun that we're doing this bug testing on the casual tournament. But next week, official tournament, 11/8, that's Saturday, 1 p.m. There's a $50 Amazon gift card prize. Planar Standard is the format. That's what we're playing today. I'm sure everybody that's in the chat watching this right now knows about Planar Standard. But if not, Planar Standard is a format. It's an underground format. I think there's about 750 or so people in our Discord right now. You can see the Discord link up at the top of the chat. It's pinned up at the top. And you should be able to go and there and find out more. But essentially, it's a smaller format than what currently is the 3,500 card plus standard. All right, back to the game. Looks like blues... Oh, got 1 land hand. Let's see if he takes it. I don't know his deck, so maybe... Oof. There we go. And I think the... would like to get some audio from the Discord, but I don't know if they do. Do they have audio in the Discord? Maybe my problem is that I have the audio turned off. Now my speaker's muted. Nope. All good. May not. I'm still working out the bugs here, so maybe there's not a way to do the sounds. Output options. Ah, there we go. That might be our problem. So right now it's going to that output volume. No, that's for me. That's for my headphones. That's the only one. Okay, so cool. We get this output going into... Got way too many. I think. Nope, that's not it. Not sure which output I would need to go to. I don't see my other device on here, so I'm wondering if... Well, let's just listen to this. Let me go see if it's in my settings. Still trying to get us some arena volume so that we can play a little bit, so we can listen a little bit instead of just having to hear me talk the whole time. Continue watching the game here. This is looking like a fun little match. All right. wonder if I need a codec for my volume. So this is output, inputs into here, it goes out that way. This is definitely it. Trying to see if there's even any sound at all. And I think Discord doesn't have sound. So that might be where our issue is. So we might have to listen to this without sound in Arena. Does anybody care? Alright, so stream ended. So we're going to miss the rest of that game. No one else is sharing their screen. All good. So we'll go to Arena. Alright. So it looks like there's nobody streaming currently. Either stream ended because of that. I don't have anybody currently sharing their screen, so tournament's not running, but I can run some background stuff here to try to see if I can fix the audio, or we can talk about that. We can challenge the best of 3, or I want to see the tournament personally, but the one flaw in the plan is that if you don't have people streaming, yeah, nobody's live on the Discord currently. But we could talk about Planar Standard while we wait. Look at some of my decks. I'd be happy to trying to see if anybody's live. There's people in the main library. We're probably taking a break as some of the games wrap up because we have to wait till the winners are done. That's how Swiss works. So some of the people that are willing to stream may be waiting for their next match. Now, I'm thinking you should be able to hear my Arena, right? There you go. So now you can hear Arena. If anybody wants to challenge me to a match, feel free. Again, we're waiting right now as some matches wrap up. You can go, if you look in the Discord right now, we've got a lot of people in the main lobby. There's a couple matches still going on. Nobody's projecting their screen, so I can't share the screen right now because there's nobody there. All right, well, if we want to look at some of my decks, so here's, we saw in the tournament, we saw a Vondam deck. So what's really nice about, so far we've seen this deck, so an Orzhov, not this exact deck, but we saw somebody playing an Orzhov with Sir Vondam. And so the good thing about Vondam is whenever a creature dies or gets put into exile, you get a +1/1 counter. And so you put these warp creatures in here, they warp out, you get him buffed up. And then Halia was in that deck too. Excellent card draw in white. Card advantage anytime you gain a life. If you've gained 3 life, you get to draw a card. So you're only getting 1 card per turn typically. But when you're doing a white-black, you're doing Orzhov, there's not a whole lot of options for card draw anyway. So excellent card there. Now, my Orzhov deck with Sir Vondam has the Seriema in it. So I can search for either one of these 2 pieces if I need to, if they're not out on the board yet. And it's also a flyer that's 5/5. Yep, I was thinking that, Ruzbear. I agree. I think that if they're muted, we won't be able to hear nothing. I was wondering. But it is what it is. So this is how we have to do it because we don't have a spectator mode in Arena for some reason. But Seriema, that's a legendary artifact. Comes in, you can station it, get a 5/5, and then if your creature is tapped, he becomes indestructible. Now, Sir Vondam is got Vigilance, so he's not going to get tapped very often. But Halia can be tapped whenever you attack, or if you station the Seriema, which is totally possible to station it even after it's a creature. You can keep going ahead and stationing it just to tap the creatures, which is cool. I think that helps out a little bit. I didn't see enough of his deck. I'm going to try to pay attention, do more commentating since we won't be able to hear Arena anyway once some more of these matches keep going. But right now, there's still a match going on in Table A, but we're not streaming. Yeah, no worries, man. I see that they were asking about this. Asking about the stream. I think they just kind of pop out sometimes, so may have to come back. The events chat. That's where most of the activities happen in the Discord right now. Yeah, that mono blue tempo Necromicon, that was a good deck. We missed some of that stream there because it dropped out. All right, in the chat, if you want to participate in the stream, guys, just share your screen when you participate in your table. I'll come back and forth. Stream, just screen share. Here's, I'm going to go ahead and throw the stream so everybody can see it. If you want to go to the Twitch, I'm putting it in the past, in the Discord. I don't have that up yet. So I'm doing some maintenance back here. You can see my deck. Tournaments, chat. Looking for the events chat. Main lobby. Ah, there it goes. Events chat. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Alright, so there's my Twitch. Just added it to the events chat. You guys should be able to see it. You can go check the stream. I'm going to figure out some cropping this week so that I can crop out all the background on Discord. I'm looking to see if anybody's sharing their streams. Yeah, no distracting of the players currently in game. Just remember that. All right, so let's keep back here while we wait. So we saw that Servandum deck. Now, I don't have a mono blue deck, but we saw somebody playing that one in the chat too. That one looked pretty good. That was Necromicon, which I think that's probably an Evil Dead reference. I don't know. Maybe it is. But we saw him playing a mono blue deck that was making multiple token creatures. I didn't catch all of that, but there was a Jeskai aggro as well. It was a nice deck. Nice match. We got to see some of that before the stream quit. If you want to follow me on Twitch, please do so. Eventually, I'd like to get to the point where we're doing more of these. So each week, I'm going to try to stream these tournaments so we can see how Planar Standards meta is forcing out. And as we go along, hopefully we'll see more. Hopefully I can get the spectator mode where we can split screen it. And you can see split screen would look something like this. I'm going to do some messing around this week. But you can see I can put two different screens on at the same time. But I'm going to mess around with it this week so that I can get it cropped so that when we do the tournament next week, you know, I don't know. I'm hoping more people stream their games, though, from the chats. Maybe it's just to keep track of who's at each table for Eduardo. Maybe he can, I'm sorry, Edorado. Maybe he can keep track of the wins better if they're in the chat room. But if you want to stream your game, we've only got 2 games going on right now. Actually, 1 match still. 2 matches. And it looks like somebody's sitting in a table. So there's 2 matches still going on. No shares happening at the moment. That'll probably change once more people get back into the stream. But my Servandum deck has life gain shell. So you got the Hinterland, Leonin Elder, or Leonin Vanguard. Leonin Elder was a Mirrodin card with artifacts. It was, I remember that one. But in Ajani's Pride Maiden. So typically I'm trying to pump Ajani and Servandum, because you even gain a life when you put the counter on them. And then 0 Point Ballad, I think this is one of the best board wipes for, definitely the best board wipe for black, but might be one of the best in the game. You can get rid of an entire 1/1 token creature for 2 mana. For only 2 mana, you can wipe the board of all the 1/1 creatures out there. Hera Parents, 3 mana. You can get rid of every single one of those for 3 mana. So I like it. I've only got 2 in here right now because I don't have 4, but there would be 4 in here if I decided to use some of my wild cards on it, which I might do. So other decks that I've got going on right now, I don't even have an aggro deck. in this mode yet. So this was the Simic. If you were watching the previous stream before the tournament started, I was playing a lot of these weapons manufacturing decks. So I got a Boros one, but all of these need Chandra, which that is a card that I put in there. Looks like Necromicon is sharing his screen, but he's in the main lobby, so he's not actually in a match, I don't think. If he starts streaming a match, I'll let you know. And then we'll go in there. Yep, looks like there's still 3 matches going on, so we are in the downtime between matches. If you are trying to build a deck in Planar Standard, the current sets that are allowed are Foundations, Aether Druid, Dragonstorm, and Edge of Eternities. When Lorwyn comes out, we will be adding that, but Planar Standard is within universe sets only. So when we're building these decks, we're keeping it in a smaller card pool. For my Boros deck, I'm going to take the Rust Harvesters out and add Chandra. We were talking about this card earlier. I spent 2 Mythic Wild cards to get it because, honestly, it's the only way weapons manufacturing deck. So I got a challenge going on with Roby. Let's go ahead and do it while we wait for the other 3 matches, but I will be conceding if we get some live, because we're here to watch the game. So if we end up with any tables that are going live and we got a stream, we'll be coming back to that, but I will take Roby up on his challenge to play my weapons manufacturing deck that I just had up. So we'll see. Excuse me. We'll see how that goes. Why we wait? That way we're looking at something. I do very much enjoy talking about the tournaments. Next week's tournament on 11/8, this Saturday, 1 o'clock, there's a $50 prize. $50 Amazon gift card prize is what I heard. We'll be trying to stream that as well. We might have a longer delay than 3 minutes. But we'll see. We got to flesh that out this week. So I'm going to be taking some feedback in the Discord on what they liked about this, where to go. I mean, I see a couple things that are going to be a challenge, like not having any sound from Arena, especially if people have muted their stream. Waiting for Roby to join up. I am keeping an eye on the tables to see who's doing what. Looks like we're just in the holding pattern while we wait for the...
Which bus is it?
It's the Fisherman.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone
has some nasty tricks up his sleeve.
He sure does.
So, we'll just be waiting until that pulls out. I was looking to see what he was streaming. It looks like he's streaming a different game entirely. I won't pull that one up. But I don't know what's going on. I was hoping we would play a game here while we wait. Alright, let's see if I just messed up that challenge. It's best of 3. Challenge him again. I am watching the tables, trying to see what we're looking at, to see if anybody's streaming their match. We're not quite there yet, so we're waiting. Well, did I get another challenge? Yes. Or is that my challenge? I have a hard time understanding that. Play. Alright, here we go. Must have just been a glitch last time. Alright, so we're playing my weapons manufacturing deck. You should be able to hear Arena now, because I'm streaming directly from the Arena. And hopefully you can hear me. Yep, looks like my audio's still going. I got a lot of audios up. Alright, so looking at that. No weapons manufacturing in the open end, but I got these Caravan Harriers. So Caravan Harrier is a great card to me. If I'm playing his 1,000 Years Storm deck, I'm probably in trouble. This deck's probably weak to that one. It's not fast enough to get past all the sorceries. And especially if he's running any haste aggro. But I love Exalted Stormborn. You get extra tokens, which we will be trying to use whenever we have the Caravan Harrier. He's 3 to warp in. Yeah, some of those matches went quick. I see Dreams Along in the chat talking about 40 minutes and the first Swiss round is done. That's pretty quick. We still have a few matches up. But nobody's streaming at the moment, so we're going to be playing some games while we wait in Planar Standard. So let's see, he's got a 1/1 Spectral Sailor. So this, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the same deck he was playing earlier, but let's put another Harrier out. And honestly, I should have probably just, I'm overextend myself probably. Get my 2, I could have got 4, because his ability is you make another token. So, for 2, and so you end up with a tapped and attacking token if you pay 2. And I like that, especially in opening matches, the opening rounds. So I'm still peeking, seeing who's in the playing tables and going live, sharing their screens. At the moment, nothing's going on in the tournament. We've got a couple more matches going. We'll have to wait till those get out. Alright, so Flying Lifelink. I'm going to go ahead and put the Warship out because I'm going to use that Stillborn, or a Sunborn. Exalted Stillborn. That might be not the right card. I don't know if they're ever going to do that. So let's see which one has second card. I think I'm going to get rid of the guy that creates blue fairies. So are we doing mono blue, Roby? Is that what you're playing? Oh, hexproof. Nice. So, alright. Well, he's got something to kill my guys, so we're not going to attack. Two matches left, according to Edorado, for this before we start in again. Wait for those 2 matches to report, and then hopefully somebody will be sharing the screen on the tournament. And I still have to deal with these fairies. I'm getting hit for 3 flying. So it's down to 15. The other weakness of the weapon manufacturing deck is, like, if you don't have weapons manufacturing in your opening hand or draw it pretty soon afterwards, you lose your momentum. Like, if we had him in there, I'd already have killed a couple of these guys, even with his dive down. We still would have got to him. But I had to rely on Warmaker Gubstrit. So, alright, let's get some more. I meant to take these guys out and put Chandra in. I must have forgot to do that. That's okay. Enters tapped. Let's pay 2 life. I'm gonna go get him for. I'm gonna try to get him with. He's gonna kill one of these guys, but that's okay. I want that Rust Harvester in there. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can pay 2. We're going to auto-pay both of these guys to come out. We need to get some damage on the board. And then if he blocks this guy, then we can do 2 more damage with this Rust Harvester. Not on this turn, unfortunately. Next turn. But at least you got some kind of scrap in the board. We're going to take another 3 damage. Put him up for 1. He needs 6 to turn into a creature. Alright, 2 matches left. We're watching me play Roby in his mono blue deck. Yeah, agonizing. So we don't have any... no one is sharing their screen, so that's not where we're watching them.
Follow me.
Screens. So we can't show them. Oh, there's Kato, Cunning Infiltrator, making creatures unblockable. So now I'm going to get more fairies I have to deal with. And it's going to be tough. But the good thing about watching this is I have this card right here. So this is going to take care of anything under 1.
About time to make our move.
And the way I'm picking who's on there is I'm just switching between, and I'm talking to someone in the Discord chat, by the way. Alright, so here we go. Sorry, that took a minute. Let me play that. I'm going to go ahead and play him straight out. Because I need something to block a flyer. Might as well, because I'm going to play Pinnacle Star Cage next turn. Alright, so next, I'm going to go ahead, keep stationing this homie, and I guess he must have countered my spell. I wasn't paying attention. Yes, he did. And that sucks for me. Spectral interference is pretty great, especially if you're playing an artifact deck. So I think the weapons manufacturing, as much as I like them, I just don't think they're that competitive in this format right now. Definitely not tournament competitive. I mean, look at this, mono blue. We saw that in the tournament. That one's doing pretty good. I might have to build one of these. I have all these cards. Just to show, but you can see how powerful that is, especially with these fairies coming in. If you can make them unblockable, you just end up with more. And I mean, I've got one more turn to turn this around, but you can see that one's not going away from with my with my Digin. Yes, yeah, the VOD will be yes, it will. The VOD will be us. We were doing a lot of well, let's put our Rust Harvester out. Maybe we can kill something. I don't know. And he's just going to sit here not getting stationed, so I'm going to get killed, and then that's the end of the game for me. So, mono blue, it's looking pretty pretty strong over here. So -9, what does that do? So he gets an emblem. It didn't matter because he whooped me. Alright, I have nothing but Authority of the Consuls as a sideboard, so we'll take these Rust Harvesters out and put Authority in. We'll see if it does better if I get Weapons Manufacturing. I mean, you almost have to mulligan that one into your hand in order to make it work, to be honest. It's just a little tough to get this deck going if it ain't got tokens coming. And you only got 4 of them, so it's not like it's that easy to mulligan into it. So I don't know if they'll put any enchantment tutors out in Lorwyn. Probably not. They haven't been very bullish on doing any kind of tutors, but you know, if you've got a couple, you might stand a chance against a less aggressive deck. But that blue deck was aggressive. I probably should have took his creatures out with that Pinnacle Star Cage a little sooner. Alright, we're still watching. Looks like we got one match left, so guys, bear with us here a little bit. Thanks again for joining the stream and watching us play. I think I might take a bio break after this. I know Roby's sideboarding. I didn't have a sideboard for this deck currently. And his main deck already had a bunch of counters to this. I'm gonna have to take a bio break here in a moment. Yep, so I might actually concede so I can do that real quick. Yeah. Hey, Roby, I'm conceding so that I can go run to use the bathroom before the stream starts. We got one more. Oh, hard light containment. That is a horrible hand anyway. I mulligan that. And that is also horrible. Look at this. This more land than no land. Let's just keep 6. And if I was going to return a card, it would be the Meccan. Alright, so that last game's coming up. Let's see. This might be an easy concede if I don't pull a land on my draw. Yeah, no land on my draw. draw. All right. Good game, bro. I'm going to go, I'll use the restroom. I will be right back. I will be right back shortly. I'm going to use the restroom, and then we're going to come back to watch people streaming, hopefully. All right, folks, I'm back. Thanks for holding on with us. All right, let's see if anybody's streaming yet. I don't see anybody going live at the moment. I see who's at the table, so there's 4 tables. We'll wait to see if anybody starts streaming their game so we can see the tournament. So hopefully we'll see that coming up soon. Don't forget to share your stream. All right, we do have a 3-minute delay, so if you're watching, thanks for hanging on. 3-minute delay is to prevent anybody from watching the stream and using the information from there to cheat. So far, nobody's sharing their screen. I think the matches did come up, though, so that's good. While we're waiting for somebody to share, looks like Oceros, who I have played. I've played Oceros. Is sharing a screen, so we will get into his match. We've got a few people sharing now. So matches are starting. That's good. Let's go to table 3 and see what Oceros is doing. I want to go into table 3. Yeah, there we go. All right, watching his stream. Program up. All right. Here we go. Well, so far we don't see that in there. I guess each time that I go into a new room. So we can see Oceros' decks. Ooh, he's got his stuff all organized too. That's very nice. All right, let's see if anybody else has got. See if anybody else has a table going with the game on. Let's check his table. Go over here, watch his stream. Let's see. Nope, we're still getting set up, guys. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to take these off until we get things settled. Discard deck. So we're looking at my arena now. I'm going to get a couple of these tables going, watching the streams. And we're going to get 2 games up. Once they start playing the actual game, I will go into their match. So it looks like we've got this match going on right now. All right, so this is the mono blue deck we saw earlier with the fairies, which we just saw Roby playing as well against me and my horribly inadequate weapons manufacturing deck. And this is up against white black. Voice of Victory is a great sideboard card. Great card in general to have. You get 3 mobilized attacks. It's a 1/3, so it can't be chump blocked by a 1/1 and die. Then you put 2 out there, and the biggest reason why that card ends up in the sideboard is because of the ability to not play any spells on your turn. So they can't counter a lot of your stuff if you got Voice of Victory out. So it's a great sideboard card against blue. This is the first match, so he's main decking Voice of Victory, which isn't a bad play. Those flyers hitting for 3. So this is Oceros playing the mono blue. Here comes Cern Vondam. And he's got a 5/5 flyer up. Now, I'm curious if those trigger Vondam, because I haven't thought about maybe they would. So if those Voice of Victory tokens leave and they trigger Vondam. So Voice of Victory is a must in my Orzhov deck. I'm going to have to add him. That's more triggers. So now he's got a 5/5 Vondam. And Vondam's great because if they do happen to kill him, he can kill another creature. So here comes Kato, the Infiltrator. Of course, he's going to make the Fairy Multiplier unblockable. Got to decide what card to discard here. I'm liking Kato more. The more I see him in action, the more I like him. I'd already put him in my Bordeaux deck. Quantum Riddler, one of the best blue card draws in the game. Especially if you have other spells to draw and you keep your hand under one or less, because then you'll get an extra card each turn, but each time you draw a card. And with Kato in play, that's great because he'll be able to multiply. But you can warp him in, get 1 card, get any ETB triggers from creature entry if you're in one of those decks that has that. So he's deciding who to attack. Of course, he's hitting with him. He's unblockable right now, so he'll get himself another fairy. I think the blue is going to struggle a little bit here, preventing the life gain. And the life gain is going to make a big difference in who wins this match. No creatures left the battlefield. And it looks like he just played... didn't get a chance to read that card. My screen's kind of small. Ooh, 6/7 comes out. And he gets to target 2 non-land permanents. Do they go back to your hand? I can't see that. Down to 4 life. Ooh. Inevitable Defender. Sir Vondam with the win against Mono Blue. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's go hit up another table. I've got I think that's sideboarding going on over in the other one. It looks like another. See, we've got a Kato game going right on while they're sideboarding. More Mono Blue here. This one's an Izzets actually, but we've still got Kato. He's proven to be a popular card in this format. There's your is that diversion unit? Good for counter spells, good flyers. This is Kato doing some heavy lifting in this tournament. At least it's not the Bane of Nightmares Kato in regular standard. I'd much rather deal with this guy than Nijitsu Mother. Refute. Counter spell, draw card. For 3. So some hard countering. I'm going to enter out the participants. Whoops. So hopefully when we come back next week, I'll be able to crop out the rest of the board for Discord to get just the fat screen. I know that's possible. I just need to go delve deeper into the OBS settings to make that happen. So what is there's a lot of lands over there. This must be Jeskai? Is that what I'm looking at? Nope, there's black. Screen's a little small. So red, black. This is the Constroke Gear Hulk. Haven't seen that card yet. Completely unfamiliar with it, but it looks like it's giving him a token. So what's that doing? It's harder when I'm not actually playing Arena because I can't pause and look at them, but I need to get familiar with the cards in the set, and I think that's why we're all here, right? It's to learn. Oof. Kato's about to take a bath. Bye, Kato. So does that guy copy cards? I have not seen him yet. I'm going to have to be looking for him. I'm going to write that guy down. So, Constor Gear Hulk. I have to look up that card. Alright, so diversion unit still out. Mako. So now it's only going to get stronger when Lorwyn comes out because we should see Steam Vents, which is the shock land, and that'll give it 2 untaps. And then and it's still good. These flying creatures, nice hit. We got another. The second half, the match over there is going pretty good. So far, two decks streaming with Kato. Table 6 has got somebody on it. We might go to that one after. See who's streaming. Copying the... Oof. That's a nice toolbox over in that multicolor deck. Yeah, I see a comment in the events chat. Someone saying that I'm starting to think Control's pretty good in this meta. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably good. Alright, let's swap back over to the Vondam. The Vondam deck with blue mono blue. While we're waiting for them to sideboard. So this is Aceros playing the mono blue. It's a good game. So they're sideboarding now. All right, let's see where we got. Let's see where we got another match going. But this one went in quick, so let's watch this match with. I don't want to leave that. So let me go check this one. We're waiting for the sideboard to come in. I'm going to go over here and see what's happening in that form. Watch this stream. Alright, so that deck in table 4. I'm going to go switch over to that. That match just started with white, so get a little bit of difference. We've seen a lot of mono blue so far, so let's take a look at this one. Looks like we've got red white, so it's red white. Celestra, right? Celestina. Hey Steve, thanks for joining us. We're playing a planar standard tournament. And over there we got Authority of the Consoles, Seam Whip. So this is white, blue, black. So Esper control maybe. That's what I'm judging based on the cards I see on the board already. Let's do the options. Get these. Drop the participants out. See my Pikachu avatar. That was from the World Store in New York City. Got any comments? Feel free to join the chat. We are on a 3-minute delay to prevent cheating for the tournament. So we're looking at Boxy play Celestina deck against Esper Control. We're at least out in turn 4, and there's no board presence, so probably going to see some counter spells, some removal. It's typically how Control plays. Demolition Field. That's probably going to be a sideboard card, especially if it just looks like Control's really keeping down. So hopefully you don't need more than 2 mana to play your deck. At least that thing sacrifices. I mean, if you have Landtill Explorer, you could probably dig it back. Pull it out of the graveyard and use it again. But unlike Strip Mine, you have to sack it. So at least has to get out on the field first. And I think you have to pay something for that one, right? I'm not sure. Let me look up that card. I have my arena open up here. So Demolition Field. Whoops. I don't have that. No, I need to look at collection. Haha. I don't even think I have that card. Nope, I haven't collected that one. Probably because I don't like land destruction cards, but yeah, so you have to pay 2 to sacrifice it. So not as bad as Strip Mine. It is untapped when it comes in, so you do get a colorless mana. Now, Consult the Star Charts is probably my pick for the best card filter in this format. Especially when you get in a later game, like Stock Up brings you 5, but if you have 6 lands out, you can get 6. You would have had 6 right now if Demolition Field didn't get them. But this Celestina is doing pretty good. My other screen over here, which we can hit the split. You can see Kato over here running the gamut. Day of Judgment just wiped the board over on the Celestina side. Duress still in this format. And you know what was good over here with Celestina players, he did not overplay his hand, so he was able to keep some board presence. So he's going to get at least one more turn. But the number of board wipes that are in his board wipe could show a problem. All right, we're looking at Kato back out. So we're looking at 2 different games. This is not both sides of the game. This is 2 different games. So we've got a mono blue on top with Kato running the gamut over here. This is Oceros. We were watching him against the Vonum deck. It's currently 2-1 or 1-1. So this is the last game happening up there. One of these 2 decks is going to win. So we do have some cropping we got to do. I'm going to have to work out some of the details on how you see everything in here, but we're I think we'll be ready for prime time next week. So looking at 2 games at a time right now. I think that's Celestina deck with that 6-7 up there, but what's the life total? I'm going to go back to it's 1520, so he gained some life on those creature entries, so the Day of Judgment helped out. Oh, see? Another Day of Judgment. Again, he's doing a great job of not overplaying, and this Scour for Scraps is going to help him with those board wipes. And he's still got some drops to put down. He can get 3 1-drops if he wants, and that's what he's going to do. Bring all 3 of them back. So his board's going to come back. Dispelling, he's got to pay 2. He's got the mana. It's just unfortunate. That Authority of the Consuls is brutal. Because he had him down below 10 a little bit ago. Trying to see how he goes here. All right, let's see how this Kato's doing. So 17. I'm not sure where we're at with. So if we switch, oh, I got both program up. Well, no. So 14, 17 on this game. I definitely have to do a little bit of cropping to make this work better. But you can see the split screen. I'm going to come back to, sorry, swipping out between. So here comes Quantum Riddler for drawing a card. Trying to see the life totals. That's going to be a struggle until I get the crops better. But unless he's got an instant board wipe, we're going to see some serious damage happening. So we're going to run both for a minute while we wait to see how this goes. See if Celestina attacks. I wish I could see the life totals for both teams right now. I got to get the cropping right for next week. Again, this is tournament commentary for Planar Standard. And looks like Mono Blue beat out Servandum. Alright, let's get out of the split screen, go back to Celestina. Celestina was able to take the win. Nice. So we've seen a Celestina, we've seen some blue. Let's see who we've got over here. Table 30 is playing. Oh, wait, is that the event table? Yes, these are all the tables. Alright. So we've got base Countermore, table 23. Let's go over here to table 29 and see if they're playing. Oh wait, that's the one I'm in right now. Table 27. Whoops. It's table 27. And let's see how Agonizing is doing. Let's go. Alright, Agonizing is playing Mono Blue. I'm going to get another one going. So I'm on table 27 with my 1. Let's go to table 28. Confirm. Watch his stream. See if we can get 2 games showing up. All right, let's go to the split screen. So 8 and 6, Mono Blue is still. I think we're seeing a lot of Mono Blue here. And then over here we got a Vondam on the play. Versus whatever that is. And here's that Cole Stoke Gearhulk. We saw him earlier. I think in this game or in another match. See what that guy does. I don't think I have him. Hulk. He's red, black, right? Yeah, so the Cole Stoke Gearhulk. Put a creature with mana for their graveyard into the battlefield under your control, so he can build up some board pads. It comes with a finality counter. It gains menace, death touch, and haste. Damage can't be prevented. So let's see. Bunch of blockers happening. Some things are going to die. That's going to get him down to 6. They leave. So that Hulk is doing all right. Winter Night Stories. Ooh, he got his 6. He's making the 6/7 unblockable. Oh, he doesn't have, he has 1 flyer. Oh, there he goes. Waiting to see how that with Beta Blade. Oh, he conceded. All right, so now let's go over to this other game. Vondam running the. So far I've seen Celestina, I've seen Blue, I've seen White Esper Control. We've seen Vondam doing some heavy lifting. This second. Ooh, there goes a Beyond the Quiet. Number of board wipes in this format. You got that one, which exiles, so they don't even hit the graveyard. Great to prevent Raise the Past from occurring. But we're at 6-18 with Vondam in a commanding lead. And this looks like it might be against Azurius Control. I can't tell. My screen's small. But that's what it looks like, Azurius Control. The board presence is minimal. That's how you can tell you're against a control player, right? So, what other... He's got table 27 running with Agonizing. I think I have that one already up. We got table 23. And then we got table 30. So, let me go put table 30 up on the board for the swap. So, I mean, control's strong, but I haven't seen... Oh, there's Ugin. That is a card right there. After the exile board wipe, putting Ugin out, that's gonna be a struggle. He popped his lander rather than see him sack it. That's not a bad move. All right, let's put the... So over on the other screen, we've got, looks like a mono blue again, probably in the opening hands. Inevitable Defeat. So what does that card do? Hard for me to see from here. This spell can't be countered. Exile target non-land permanent. Oh, it got rid of the Ugin. That's going to make it a little bit easier for him to go. So he's putting out Zorgo. Not sure what Zorgo does. It's not, his name is not Zorgo, but he didn't stay out on the board long enough to find out what he does do. Let's look at the split screen over here with Mono Blue. Oops. I just want to look at his match. So you got a bunch of 4/4 creatures out against Mono Blue right now. Flyers. Must be a dragon deck, is my guess. So I have to get that. And there's Voice of Victory. Let's see if that 2/2 creature we got up on the top screen. Ooh, yeah, that's Secluded Starforge. That's a great card. Allows him to get a board presence, so that's a good ad. So 5 4/4s, a 6/7, and a 4/6 up against blue and red. So we've got a dragon deck. which could be a competitive deck in this format. We don't know yet, so it's nice watching dragons actually compete in a tournament for once. So it looks like blue-white control 1 up on the top with that with the secluded Starforge, which allows him to put in some 2/2 creatures. So let's go. Got to get right on their program. There we go. So looking at just dragons versus mono blue. So this is at least a 3-color dragon. I can't see all the lands in there. Let's see who else is on live. So you got just this game. So this is in the second Swiss round. We're watching dragons in mono blue. Looks pretty evenly matched at the moment, but we're getting some life gain on the dragons. Is that off the green creature? I cannot read these. I'm going to blow this up so that I can see it better. That didn't help. That didn't help at all. I thought it would help. It did not help. Better just leave it where it was. I have bad eyes and the font is tiny. Bass can inside. Say we're kind of cooked. Yeah, that was on the other stream. Yep. Yeah, I'm always down for casters going. So mono blue versus dragons. Look at how many freaking dragons he's got out. This is gonna... And he just keeps putting more out. I think that's the gold enchantment he's got over there. I forget the name of that one. I'll get more familiar with the cards in this format as time goes on. Especially since I can't see them because I've got these old man, middle-aged man eyes. And the font is just impossible at the resolution because we're also coming from this like tiny screen that I over here running my monitoring of the matches. All right. That is just so many dragons. Trying to see what I can find for this. Quantum Riddler gets to draw some cards. 31-16 on the live totals. Mono Blue's building up his board presence again. Get that board presence from the... Yeah, so that enchantment's Dragonback Assault. When it enters, it deals... No, not Dragonback Assault. Does it call the Spirit Dragons? Nope. I don't know which one it is. Looks like it's Dragonback Assault. So whenever a land control enter 4/4 red dragon. So that's how he's got so many 4/4s out there. So it was Dragonback Assault. And each time he drops a land, he gets a 4/4 dragon. And he had 3 of those out. So each time he drops a land, he gets 3 4/4 dragons. Yep, this is the last match. So we should be able to run right into the third Swiss draft. I don't know what the tournament scores in. Check the event chat. We'll see what we're looking at from scores. Nice matches going on, guys. All right, let's get out of this stream. I think that's all we've got. We should be coming right up into the Swiss real quick. Figuring out where my mouse is on the Chat, so there's that Dragonback Assault. That's how he got so many dragons out. That's a nice card. So we were looking at a green, blue, red deck. Ooh, there was a mill deck apparently, right? So there's some nice decks going. The Vondum deck was great. Yeah, the fairies against the dragons, man. That was it's nice to see a dragon deck be a little bit competitive. Deck for once. All right, so what else are we looking for from... I've got this sorted out by just the 4 sets in place. Let's take a look at that Kato. So that Kato, let's look at him again. All right, there's the results. So if we take a look at the results in the event chat, I can actually bring that up. You can see where we're at right now. Looks like turn 2... the results. I'm trying to... Here's the events chat space. So let's blow this up so we can all look at it. And I will be showing that. Here's the results from the second round. So you see 2N Oceros with his mono blue went in. Moss Knight with the dragons won that one. Trying to see who else we saw Agonizing's deck. He won 2-0 there, so the dragons were 2-0. Necromicon won his match 2-0. Dave Shed 2-0. Here's the turn 3 pairings coming up. Let's see who's up against who. There we go. You can see that on there. I'm going to blow it up. So the pairings come out. Looks like Agonizing and Davashed get to go against each other. Who's playing the dragons? So Necromicon is playing the dragons. Oceros is taking his fairies up against another fairy deck. So that'll be an interesting matchup. I don't think we saw a lot of these other guys' decks, but those are the ones I remember. Alright, so let's get into... we should be seeing some matches. So let's see. There's a match going on table 29. I'm going to get that open on one screen. Well, nobody's broadcasting yet, so let's go. Hey, we might be able to see it from 2 ends this time. 2 people are projecting. So let's go see if we can do that. We're going to watch a match. I think we're going to get to watch a full match in the same screen. That'll be nice. All right, so let's see if this split screen works, guys. These are both sides of the match. So you've got Bass Cannon on one and Necromicon on the other. We're seeing the dragons, I believe, against a Simic deck. I don't know if we've seen Nemicon up on each other yet. Whoops, let me block out the I have to go off split so I can block out the chats. Well, that's already the case here. It was this one we're seeing the chats from. Alright, so let's watch both sides of this match. Here you go, guys. Man, there's just a whole bunch of Simic creatures coming out. We got 7/7s already on the board. Tapped out his... there's a Vondum. Yeah, some of our match is a little... the split screen is not how I would like it. Let me see if I can fix that. Trying to fix the split screen so I can see his hand, but I'm probably going to have to play crop this week to figure that out. It's going quick over here. I feel like it's hard to keep up with these guys. That's supposed to be center. So I'm not sure why we're seeing the stuff, the tabs over there on the split screens. Oh, that's because that's in the arena. Got it. Got it. I was thrown off a little bit. I don't use arena's chat function much. This is a heck of a match. It's a little hard to follow in split screen. I think it was better when we were going between two different games and watching two different games on the top, because then I couldn't see what's going. But he's got to choose between blockers here. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but we can see both sides of the fence at the moment with Necronomicon playing the... Yeah, I'm not sure. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, I've got to figure that out, Rose Bear. So I got to fill the screen with just the Discord game. I got to crop it. That's going to take me this week to figure that out. I'll probably do that tonight or later this week. That way you can fill it. Now we can just go to the split. We see it like that. But we can see both sides with the split. If I could just fill it with just the Discord screen share, which I will be able to do once I figure out how to crop everything, we'll be in good shape. So he's got to choose some more blockers. This is, again, both sides of the split. So you 10 one side, 17 on the other. Yeah, thanks, Agrios. You can see both sides of the match. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to between the two. I liked watching it with two different games going on, but watching the game like this is pretty good too. So he just... Those Wefers is getting it. Man, that multicolor. So is this... So Vondam's coming out. He's got 1 life. He's going to need to gain some life. But he's had his one creature stunned for a while. So watching these two here, so you've got green and black and blue, so 3 color versus 3 color. So again, so what we saw earlier, Voice of Victory is going to feed Vondam, so at the end of this, he's going to have a 5/5. So it's 4/17. Block the 7/7. Going to block the 5/5. And remember, Sir Vondam has a leaves the battlefield attack as well. Didn't matter here, but he could have destroyed one of those other creatures, so the blocking was solid. All right, let's go see what... While they so sideboard, let's go put these guys up on deck over here. See what's going on in the mono red sideboarding. So he's also sideboarding. I like to see some games going on. So let's see. Let's watch his stream. See how that one's folding out. Oh, everybody's sideboarding. This must be in between matches. I appreciate everybody that's sharing their screen on Discord so that we all can see what's going on. This looks like a Spinner of Souls mono green versus this might the multicolored controller seam rip out. So we can actually see, can we see both sides of this one too? No, we can't. All right, they're going back into that dual game right now. So this is a Boyd. Oh, countered that Boyd. I don't like to see the counters, but Reviewed is a great counterspell because you've got the draw card on top of that. It's crazy. We're in about an hour and a half in. We've run the Swish draft. This is the third and final match. And we're going to find out who's the winner. So Paragon of the Way. Not familiar with that card. Again, we're all learning this format. At least I don't have to learn 3,500 plus cards, which is what I would have to do if we were playing in regular standard. Oh, I did not spell Paragon right. Paragon. And I just can't see that card. So I need to blow this up. I need to get the screens going. Let's hit the split so that we can see what's going off back over at the other far Orzhov versus 3-color. It's not Orzhov, it's 3-color versus 3-color. I did not. So let's get that match together again. Forget which side am I looking at. So Nebuchadnezzar, that's his side. So I need to look at blood. All right. Whoops, hit the wrong one. All right. So Necrocon is on the bottom, and Bass Cannon is on the top. Bass Cannon running Orzhov. Well, 3 colors, sorry. Red, white, and black. Forget which color combo that is. And I've got some audio from there going on. Let's see, application audio tower, audio input tower. Huh. I can actually hear this a little bit. Let's see. Testing someone out here, Mauki. Oh man, here comes the it's a good matchup right here. It's a bunch of 1/1 plant land war elves. That's a nice looking alt card, a nice alt color on those elves. We see both sides of the match here. So Voice of Victory. I like that Voice of Victory feeds Orzhov. Little sweaty emoji. I'm not good with using emojis during arena. Alright, so who took that one? Did I see who won? Well, we're going to the sideboard, so it must have been the other side of that. Must have been Bass Cannon. So this is a good match going on. I've got you can see both of my alts are in this room as we're watching both play out. And this is the third match from these two. This is 0-2. We'll check what's going on over here in this stream. So this is the one we left with. Oh, conceded. So that was a mono green versus that. So we're gonna watch him sideboard. Can watch this one, see what's going on over here. Alright, so this is back with the 2 mono blue. So let's look at mono blue while we wait for the other side. So this is mono blue against control. My mistake. I couldn't see the other side of the board that well. But that secluded Starforge is how he keeps getting these creatures. Sinkhole Surveyor. That secluded Starforge is nice for the control because it allows him to get a board presence. And you can see he's got a significant one. Stunned out him. I think we saw that one win last time. I mean, the life gain really helps. But he's down to 914. Everything's tapped, so he's going to be able to swing with all of these. Ooh, Day of Judgment. But secluded Starforge, they just come back. So he's got a crew. He can crew that with the Quantum Riddler if he brings him in, or can he? I can't remember if you can crew if they're not out. He won't be able to attack with the Quantum Riddler this turn, but he can crew. He's putting the River Regent out, leaving some mana open, but I mean, there's just so much mana on that side of the board. Nice set of draws. Look how many cards he got from that Quantum Riddler. I mean, the life game definitely helps control decks. That Authority Consoles is a great card for stopping and gaining life. I mean, he can't even crew it because he comes in tapped, so that kind of hurts with his little crew artifact down here. It's a 4/4 right now, though. All right, I see the Vonda match is going on. You can see that one up on top. We're looking at Bass Cannon screen, I think, at the top there. I'm interested in these mono blue decks. They seem to be doing fairly well. Again, that Inevitable Defeat, that is a nice card for removal. Sinkhole Surveyor. So we're back to that. That's where your comment came from, Alistoth. Thanks for pointing that out. So consult the star charts. Look how many cards he pulled out. Or stock up. That was stock up. He used a stock up on him. Man, board wipes again. Those control decks. I mean, with the number of board wipes in here, you could really control 3-color anything. I think this one is Esper or Azorius. Sinkhole Surveyor. Man, it looks like we're gonna. Looks like Bass Cannon is running away with this one at the moment. See what other tables are going. Who's still matching up? Table 33. Osiris over here is on the bottom, by the way, everyone. Running his mono blue. And Bass Cannon is on the top, running the Vondam 3-color. So wait, that's another black-white land. Am I missing some verges in my brain? That might be Godless Shrine. Yep. Looks like Necromicon took that one up on the top. So that's the end of the match. Necromicon wins that match. Let's go see if we can find another table to jump into. Let's go see what they're doing over here with gold coppers. Come on, we got mono blue against control on the bottom. Mono blue against control on the top. But the control on the top has secluded Starforge, which is allowing to get that board presence with those 2/2s and 3/3 robot tokens. So we saw him board wipe a little bit earlier and then came back with a nice board presence. I'm not sure what the score is looking like. But somebody put an Ugin out down on the bottom. That's the other control deck. So the other control deck's using Ugin as a facilitator. And Ugin's good because it exiles a bunch of cards. It's a Planeswalker. It's helpful. But I think this control with Secluded Starforge, that's excellent pick out. So watching to see how this plays out. And like, especially with like Secluded Starforge, you don't even have to be concerned about your board presence. Ooh, Mistrise Village, uncounterable. That's a great card. Oh, here comes the mill. So, what I didn't see before with the Ugin deck is the mill. And I don't know how much that mill would have gone. How much life did he take? Oh, we didn't get a chance to see it. But they're going into sideboard, so we'll probably see another one there. See who we got. Fast Cannon should be done. Agonizing. Let's see what his table looks like while we're waiting for this sideboard. All right, Agonizing. Let's check out your deck. Oh, he's talking. Nice. Just look at that board. That control deck up there. That's just... You don't have to worry about board wiping because you can just build that thing up quickly. And that's game up there on the top. Nice. Alright, we've got some of these games wrapping up. I'm going to go back to the Aceros deck. Aceros will be on the top. And he was playing against the Mill control deck, right? So we're looking out here with Agonizing's deck. Is that the diversion unit?
Sorry, did he just discard a stock up? Did I see that right?
I think that he might have. Marauding Makos. So is it pointing at these things like I could pull them up like it's an arena? It's not. That's not what we're playing right now. So here comes the mono red versus the Mill Control. Mill Control won the second game. This is the third game. And like Winter Night Stories with Marauding Mako, still in this format. Nice synergy. You get 2 discards. Tursa, so he's using part of the Vivi Cauldron engine, not Vivi, because Vivi is not allowed in this format. Vivi is from Final Fantasy, and Planar Standard only has in-universe sets. So Universe is within only in Planar Standard. So you can see some of the cards, but there's going to be no Cauldron. There's going to be no profs. So this is using the cards as intended. So Kato's doing well. I'm going to come out of split and pull up this deck for a little bit. I want to see where we're going. So I want to see some of these callers from the Mill Control deck. Sell out. Cycling 2. So he cycled stall out. So unblockable 2-1. I don't know if that's going to give you more fairies or not. Triggered Kato. Kato is just a nice Planeswalker card. I think I'm underselling him as just being about making your creatures unblockable. he's a much better card. I've seen him in a couple different decks right now, so.
Yeah, you know a format's got bad lands if you're seeing Evolving Wilds see play.
Yeah, I heard that. But to be fair, if we were playing this, a few months ago, we would still have the Verges. So that comment on the lands, we'd have all the Verges currently right now. But Planar Standard, we decided to keep Blurnburrow, Thunder Junction, and Duskmorn off because they're going to rotate out when Lauren comes in a couple months either way. And so instead of spending money in wild cards on 3 sets that aren't going to be in the format in 2 months, we cut them right now. But if we were playing this in the normal format, we would have those 3 in there. You'd have all the Verges. And so right now, the mana is not the best in this format, but Lorwyn should fix that when the shocks come out. So Kato's just... This is running away with it. Let's go check in on these guys over here. Oh, they're sideboarding, so we'll come back to that match. All right, they're about to start their 3rd match, I believe. We'll go back to the split screen, see what they're doing. Keep an eye on this Kato up here, who's got the most board presence, but if he gets his authority out, oh, he's going to play something that's uncounterable. It's probably a mill. And why he's at, nope, Day of Judgment.
Go to work for me.
Took those out. All right, so there's Agonizing's opening hand. Running a lot of the discard friendly cards for the Mako. It's Quantum Riddler on turn 2. Nice way to draw a card. Missed that, but Mono Blue just took it with a concession up there. And they're coming back in. Is that their last match? Nope, one more match. So we're down to 2 matches, it looks like. Checking in on the event chat. $18 remaining to round 4, so... Is this a switch? I thought this was a switch, so if we're doing a 4th round, we're going to have a few more people. We're going to have a few more matches to watch today, so that's good. And there's 0 Point Ballad. Heck of a board wipe. And I love that one. I keep saying it over and over again, but you can get the whole board of 1/1s gone for 2 mana. For just 2 mana. Whole board of 2/2s and 1/1s for 3 mana. I mean, it's a board wipe that's is crazy. Plus, it goes under your creatures. So if you're doing a pump like with Servandum or Ajah Pridemate or any of the other ones that pump up as cards come in, you can tailor that to get rid of everything but your cards, so you'll be left with 1 on the board. Plus, if you do 6 more or more mana on that, you get to bring 1 back from the graveyard. So it's got an upside for using more mana on it as well. So Mono Blue is coming out, swinging. It's a little bit fast, actually, for blue. It's total board presence on Agonizing's part. Complete. I hope you guys are enjoying the split screen. If you're enjoying the chat, tell me what you like about the stream so far in the chat. Some of the things that we're seeing now, like having a smaller board, I'll get that fixed. This is the first test that we've run so far. So is he going to discard 2? Yes, of course he's discarding 2. That's how you pump your Mako. When you play Winterlight Stories or any of the cards where you get to do more than 1, you want to discard as many as possible. And then with Kona on there, she's going to be able to bring in a Scion, right? Is that the name of the token that comes in when it's at the beginning of your turn? And I think they've hit the threshold for those. Open to feedback. Anybody in the chat want to share with us? Another 0-point ballad. But see, he couldn't get that 5-5 off of it, so... But tragic trajectory saves the day for the control player. That gives him -10 whenever something leaves the battlefield. So that is a nice utilitarian card for removal, for single point removal. Got rid of everything with a couple of mana. Looks like he used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. He got rid of the board. Come in and see what the life totals are. So life total 20 and 10 on the top. And 10 and 20 on the... Oh, no, 10, 20 on the bottom. What did I do wrong here? 720. Yeah, I'll get that all cropped up for the next time we run this stream so that we can see everything in once. This is the first time I've actually run the split screen mode. Negated the Day of Judgment. Misrise Village, not able to keep that one out. Yeah. The lands am I right comment. Yeah, didn't have Misrise Village. Oh, still worked. He's down on lands. I missed that entirely. He's down to 3 lands. The other guy's got plenty. He's not drawing the lands. That's the worst way to go out. Especially on your third match. But 27. But he's still got, with just 3 lands. Oh, was he playing Demolition Field? I missed all of that too. Because I could have sworn. But if you could run... There comes Ugin. Here comes a Kato. Nice. So that's let's go just to what's left of this game over here. 27. I think that's the last. I think that might be the last active game in this round. No, it looks like we got Osiris. Yep, that was the last active game. A lot of people in the main lobby. Last person going live is this game with the Mako discard shell. See how this ends up. So there's 18. Oh, Alchemist's Charm. Seeing a lot of Quantum Riddler if you're playing blue. It seems like he just gets thrown in there, and that's a great card. Yeah, I know. I am too, Soul Savage. Like, not seeing any Boyds in here. We saw one earlier in the match. It also could be they're not sharing their screens. I haven't seen the deck list, which we'll get those at the end of the tournament. We don't like sharing them beforehand. But the big takeaway right now is I'm looking at a bunch of Katos. So Katos coming back, but not the Nightmare version. Thank God. Yeah, the split screen's nice. I'm glad I got that up. But this is the last game for this round. So we're just watching this one play out. We're at 720. Control player down quite a bit. But I think this is the control player that... Is this the Miller or the Secluded Starforge one? So he hasn't got a Secluded Starforge out, if he is. I think this is Secluded. He's going to be hunting for that, because that's how he gets his board presence. But he's got, like, maybe a turn to do it, if he's got another board wipe. Oh, there goes the 0-point ballad. Oh, that Spell Pierce came one turn too late. Getting a ninja token out. I want to be ninja. Yes. I want to be Ninja as well. Not Ninja Turtle, though. Ninja Turtles will not be in this format when they come back in February. Now, I grew up with Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. I kind of want the Magic cards, but also I don't want to spend money on a format I'm not going to play, because I'm pretty much playing Planar Standard from now on. Jiff in the events chat, killing it. Oh, nice. And that's the game right there with the bounce. Hit the bounce on 2. Nice matchup, guys. So we're going into round 4, I think. How many 0 points did he play? 2. 3 0-point ballads in that game. Freaking amazing board wipe. And as efficient as that board wipe is, we should be seeing more of that in the standard as we go forward. Good game, man. We're heading into round 4, so we should see that popping up here pretty soon. If you want to be on the stream, be sure to pop in here and share your screen as you're going. I'm monitoring the tables. We're going to see the winners posted here in just a second. Going to the events chat. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Old man eyes. Can't see nothing. Waiting to see the results. We'll share those with everyone here in a minute. So far, we've seen some pretty good matchups. I mean, Kato's been a stretch for me. Like, surprise. I'm not seeing, as Soul Savage said in the chat here, not as many Boyds as I thought there would be. Here's Turno round 3 results. So it looks like Sherlock won 2 of 2-0. See where Necromacon's doing really good with his multicolor blue, or multicolor deck. I think it was green. I don't know. We'll see it again here in a minute. Can't remember who was playing dragons. Who's playing dragons? Yeah, Agonizing did a good job there. That was great with the mono blue. 2-1. Good matchups. So let's see what's the matchups for the next round. Here's our matchups for the next round. We're looking at Moss Knight. Aceros is going to be playing Necromicon. I think did Aceros have the Vondum deck? I need to start writing some notes down so I can refer back to them. Table number in your match. So where you're playing is where you go. Looking forward to these. Let's see if anybody's come up yet. Agonizing's got his stream going. I don't know if they've got the... looking at his mono blue deck again. All right, he's not ready yet. So we'll come back. We're going to watch these tables fill up, and then we'll be back in there. So let's take a look at a couple of these cards while we wait. One of the ones we saw here was Secluded Starforge. I want to bring that one up again. As long as I know how to... Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I have enchantment. That would be why. So Secluded Starforge, we saw that in the control deck. He's tapping untapped artifacts you control. They get +1. But the real trick here is he's using 5 mana to create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. And that's allowing him to build a board presence after wiping the board. And then building up on that. What is this? Alright, so Secluded Starforge, great card for the control deck, allowing him to get a board presence up. We saw that in there. Another card that came in clutch. I mean, we've talked about Kato. I want to pull him up again, just because he was getting some cards out of there. So you draw a card after this creature attacks. So he's got a draw engine on him. And we saw that work in our favor with that in... we saw that work with the Quantum Riddler and got more than one card out of it off of that. So good synergy, good way to get some card advantage. And of course makes your creatures unblockable. So this should be in any deck that doesn't have a Trampler. Sir Vondum, we already talked about him a little bit. some other, so that 0 Point Ballad. That came in clutch. I'm looking at the thing. People haven't quite got to the matches yet. But let's look at 0 Point Ballad. Again, I think this is the best board wiper in the format right now. And you're looking at destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. You lose X life. If X is 6 or more, you also get to grab one out of the graveyard. So you're going to end up with the only creatures on the board because you get to pick what you board wipe. If you got a bunch of 3/3, if you got a 3/3, a 4/4, a 5/5 out, they got a bunch of 2/2s and 1/1s. You can spend 3 mana to wipe the board. Just 3 mana to wipe the board and keep your creatures out there. So you end up with all 3 of those creatures still on the board. And if you do 6 or more, you get one out of you get whatever you want out of your graveyard and you put it into the battlefield. So, yeah, I enjoy that card. I only have 2. I should really get 2 more of these. I think that's going to be a clutch sideboard card or a main deck board and can control. Voice of Victory was another one we saw. Nope, that's Bearer of Glory. They have very similar contacts, but we saw Voice of Victory in the Orzhov deck. Looks like some matches are coming off. I don't want to take that one. So, but you can see that's they can't cast spells, so it's great sideboard against blue. It's great sideboard against control. They can't do anything on your turn. But the Mobilize works with Vondam. Anyway, let's get back to the matches. I'm going to pull a couple up here, and then we're going to go from there. So let's see if... All right, so let's get the video cat. Let's get our video going. And it looks like we're going Bass Cannon's deck again. This was the Sir Vondam Voice of Victory deck. I'm going to be pulling up another one on the screen here, so we can watch 2 streams at once. That one's not ready yet. They're not in the match. All right, where are we at on this one? All right, so we got 2. So Polu 23 and Bass Cannon on the bottom. And then up here on the top, we've got table 34 that we're watching, and table 36. So Dream Along is the screen we're watching right now. He's playing potentially mono green against Vondam. So Bass Cannon. There's Voice of Victory. We're just talking about how that synergizes with Vondam. So on the next turn, if he gets a chance to attack with it, Vondam's going to go up too. Now, what was that card he just placed down? Bushwhack. Is he going to go for the... He is going for the fight. Oh, canceled. He's going to attack first, see if he blocks. And now he's going to get rid of Voice of Victory. Nice play. That was actually really, really smart. He was going to go out first. Oh, he took out Vondam. Hey, one way or another, Vondam's dangerous. Wonder if he's got Sariema in his deck list to pull another one out if he needs it. I mean, Voice of Victory is still great to have on the board. It's going down at the bottom, so we got a bunch of 2/2s with flying. Oh, Elspeth's out. That's going to hurt. And I think he's got the Windstorm's Crag enchantment. Is that the... Crag. Yeah, Wind Crag Siege. That's what he's got down there. So he must have picked Jeskai. So at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin token creature. It gains life and high lifelink and haste until in a turn. Or are these just 1/1 soldiers that he added the counters on? I can't tell. Nope, he's got the goblin. So he picked Jeskai for his choice on there, which was smart because that's going to allow him to get a few. But here comes Elspeth again. And Elspeth's got that creature removal. Such a nice effect. Nice Planeswalker effect, being able to hit there and just running away with this game right now with her out. So back up on top, just put an Exalted Sunborn out. It's going to warp and create a number of tokens. So look at that. 4 4 mobilized tokens out there because of his Altic Stunpoint, which also put a bunch of counters on his flying. Can't see the name of that creature, but that worked out really well. If Vondam was out, that warp would have triggered another one. Oh, here comes the Boyd. We'll see if that has any effect. Voice of Victory in the Elspeth deck is pretty common. So we just saw the match end with the Jeskai deck hitting nice match. So let's see what we got going on in the other matchups. Let's check out this stream, see who's going over here with Aceros. So Aceros running his mono blue deck. Not sure where we are in points. So 14-14 evens on that match. We're looking at up here 14-14. Oh, well, I think it's a preview. Let's see. Couldn't get that one right. So 8-3 over on the Ouroboros deck. So it's a pretty close match. And that's, I mean, the mono blue is pretty strong. Witness Protection. Making a legitimate businessman out of you. Yeah, no big turtles, Odin. I did not see that. I'm not going to be probably buying that set. Money's tight. I'm going to be using it on Lorwyn as much as possible when that comes out. Saving most of my wild cards in Arena for that as well. And look at that. Ouroboros just bringing the heat. So he's going to block a couple creatures. This is going to make it a little tough. He's got 2 Boroids out. Oh, he conceded because 7/7 flyer. Makes sense. That flyer is going to come in and didn't get all of them out. All right, let's jump. Let's jump to another. See, we got Dreams Along. That's where we're at right now. We were just watching Agony. Let's see if they're done with their sideboarding. Go into this. Oh, come on. I want to go in here. I want to watch stream. There we go. All right, let's see if we went in there. So they're not done with their sideboarding. Who else we got? Bass Cannon. We'll go see what he's doing. All right, so there's the Vondam. We see the upside of Vondam. And man, that board presence got hard when I was just messing over there. Look at this. One turn just brought out the heat. It's 1/1s. Mono blue on the bottom. So Time Color. So I like the Time Color card in a Vondam deck. Especially if you've got Life Gain as a focus. I have him in my Orzhov deck. Alright, so it looks like we just watched Mono Blue take that one. I think. Was looking up at this Halia coming out. Let's see if we can watch this one. Down here on the bottom. So red. So it must be the red heater deck we saw in the first round. Going up against Orzhov, potentially. Voice of Victory. So this is black, white, red on the top. Halia Timecomer sitting out there in exile. Can't play spells on your turn. Ooh, Nova Hellkite. I like Nova Hellkite as a creature. Nice ability to warp that in when needed. It has haste, so you can hit 4 on a flyer. He's going with Bolt Wave. This is Marg River Regent. We've seen that a couple times. That one is draw 3 cards, then discard a card. So you get to see 3 of your cards, pick one. Let's see what we're looking at for... I'm interested in red aggro. We haven't seen too much of that. We've seen a lot more mono red blue than mono red, which is not typical. But mono blue seems to actually be pretty competitive with Kato in there, throwing the unblockers. But a 4/3 Haven't seen a lot of board presence over here on turn 4 on the top. Nice. That was nice. And mono red beats out that one. Checking to see where we at. Let's go back and see if Agonizing's deck's coming back in online.
Wait, what? Are you still seeing the game? I've been returned to the lobby. Yeah, I'm.
Just gonna mute him so that we don't run into interference. I don't know who he's talking to.
I launched my attackers and now I'm back to the title menu, like where I can launch games and whatever.
Oh, everybody's talking over in this chat. So Duck's talking actually. All right, so 4-4-2-2 attacks.
Don't play anymore. I'm not in the game.
We're just seeing that board on the top go down. Let's look at the life total. 20, 14. So we've got a little bit running with the black, white, red. It's got a little bit extra on there. So 4-5 coming down.
Just like send me back to the main menu. I've never seen this before. Okay, it's loading something.
So I don't know if you guys can hear the talking. It's fine if not.
Is this turn still?
But here comes the inevitable defeat. We've seen that numerous times. That's an exile removal. Keeps him from coming back. That might be something you want to play on a time color. Because if it goes in the graveyard, you can just warp it over and over again. That's what I'm using in my deck.
Sorry about that. I don't know what it was, but...
Need to put the options. Need to option out of looking at everybody's screens at the bottom so you get a bigger play. I don't know why you have to do this every time. Won't be a problem next time because I am going to...
I'm just hoping you don't have some day of
I'm going to make sure it's cropped out. Alright, going back to the split screen for a moment. We got a 4-4 warded creature. Is that the ward that needs a discard or the one that loses life? But you can see the board presence has changed quite a bit since we were looking at this one on the bottom. Now that Sinkhole, we'll look at that card during the next rounds. Blocking a few here. Ton of it getting through, so there's went down to 8-8. That's a pay 2 Sinkhole Surveyor. Man, look at that. I definitely want to look at Sinkhole Surveyor in more detail. That's a card that was mentioned. We've seen it. So that is whenever a creature attacks, you lose life, and it endures 1. And enduring is +1 on this creature, or create a spirit token. So that's how you can build up a pretty strong board presence pretty fast. Alright, so Agonizing's match just going into the sideboard right here. Trying to keep going. Whoops. I want to get to another. Let's go look at Oceros. He was playing mono blue, I believe. Yep. So mono blue. Hope you guys don't mind me skipping around the matches. If there's one you want to stay on, just let me know. We do have a 3-minute delay, so I can't be as responsive as I want to be. But if you go to the event chat, I'm over there monitoring that as well. So I'm looking at bringing these fairies out. Oh, divert disaster. Is that counter coming in clutch? Yep, he paid 2. He gets a lander, though. That's why I ran it in my blue unblockable creature deck. But that's the end of that one. So Aceros has conceded. And they'll go into sideboard. So let's pull the split off. Take a look at this full one while I look for another match. So they're still in sideboard. This one looks like it's coming online. Oh, that's the same one I was in. Yeah, control mover would definitely take a long time in the event chat. Two control decks playing again. Oh, there's Dragonback Assault. That's and that side effect of that. Not only do you get creatures with that, you also do damage to everything. So you can wipe the board with anything 3 or less. Dragonback Assault, nice card. Dragonback Assault. So that was a nice board wipe to bring the game back up. So now that's way more close. And he's going to get 2 4/4s out. I mean, it is really nice to see a dragon deck be competitive. Wasn't a whole lot of help for him there. Alright, where are we at over here? So let's go to this other mono blue. We're still back at Aceros, so they finished up their sideboarding. Counterspell. If he plays 2, he still gets a lander. And he has to tap out, so... Does he want to see his hand that bad? Guess not. Don't want to give somebody a lander, and that's why Divert Disaster isn't so bad. With this deck, though, I think he's like... Oh, another Duress. He had another one to run. Probably would have run him back to back. He's going to pick out the River Regent. And then negate it. So, counterspell him. So is this blue, black? I wonder what the... Alright, so Kato comes out. He's going to make the... Mostly to draw a card, which makes sense. Alright, so we're looking at another match about to get started over there. Seeing what other games we got. So we got this one. We got a couple. One's about ready to get started over there. Looks like this one's still in sideboard. Quantum Riddler out. Draws 2 cards off of Kato. And that's why I like that Quantum Riddler. Like we were talking about earlier, if you've got him going, you can draw more than 1 card. When you put him in, he's making somebody unblockable. But it also lets him draw a card and discard a card. Alright, looks like the other game started. We'll go into the split screen, see what we're looking at up here. This looks like the black, red, white deck that we're seeing. So he's got a decent opening hand. So that still surveys there. So he brought out a 3/5 right now. 4/4 flyer. Got a couple flyers here. Let's see, what's that score total? 916, so it's getting close. Sinkhole Surveyor again. Put 2 out of those. It's a nice card. Like, he gets to endure and bring out 3/5. And he's tapped out, so he's going to concede. And get the mono blue. I mean, mono blue is just doing really well. And was that the end of the match for you guys? Alright, looks like it was. So we'll go over here and check this deck out. See what else we got going on in the board. Alright, so we got Camp and Tease. So let's see, let's get Camp up on the board while we're waiting. Or Bass Cannon, not Camp. Alright, so... Oh, that's the... I'm already watching that one. Which one did I... It's very hard to see what's going on. Oh, looks like it's Dex. This might be our last match in round 4. So we're going to watch this one through all the way. So we're looking at a Stadium Headliner with his Mobilize Run. So that's getting him some extra damage. Pulling him down. Time Color. I think Time Color is a great card for any deck that's looking to be hasty, because even if it dies, you can bring it back out for 2 life. We're going to see if there's any other... So that's the one we're in. Agonizing's got nothing going on. Alright, so this is the last match for this round. Those Mobilize, you know, I'm wondering if the 1-drop red aggro guy might not be this... I know I've seen Kellen thrown around, and of course there's the Bastronaut for aggro, but the Stadium Headliner with the... that's a 1-drop with Mobilize one. That's not a bad card at all. And the choice in here is one that I haven't seen yet. Like I said, I've seen the 1-drop Kellen and the... Looking at Stadium Headliner. Mobilize one, and it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. That's a great card, actually, for a 1-drop. So if you're thinking about a 1 aggro, if you're looking for a red aggro deck, it looks like Stadium Headliner's a contender. One I haven't seen yet either, so good find on that one. Bass Cannon, I didn't realize that was in your deck. Because I've seen the what's his name, Kellen? Planar Trailblazer, used for the double strike, and then you've got the Bastronaut, which has been around for a while. That one gives you max speed, and then he gets double strike. So if you're going for double strike in your decks, and look, there comes Time Color again. You can just keep warping him, and he comes back. So Stadium Headliner, looking to be a nice ad for a red aggro deck if you're trying to build something up. It's really stealing the show over here. And I like how he's playing right too. In case we see a 0-point ballad, he's keeping some back. Good place. This is the kind of stuff I don't do well. I'm a hit the gas kind of player. Hey, sorry about the disconnects. It looks like there's some activity going on in the event chat around disconnects. Very unfortunate that that's happening for some players. At least there's not money on the line with them. This is a casual weekly tournament. Nice. So Red took that match. I'm not sure if we were in the first, second, or third. We weren't watching this one, but that red aggro, Time Color, and the Stadium Headliner just running away with it. Bass Cannon, nice job picking that one out for your red aggro. All right, so that was the last match on there. I didn't see any other ones rolling out. So we will go back to my screen over here and take a look at some of these cards. So there's Stadium Headliner. We just saw that one perform really well. It's got Mobilize 1 and the ability to destroy anything compared to the number of creatures you control if you tap. So sacrifice this creature. Actually, you don't even need a tap. So literally, if you have 2 of these out, you can do 4 damage to any creature on the board. Not bad. I think that's a great add for any red aggro deck. So we might be seeing that one a lot more. The other one that we called out earlier was the Sinkhole. I think we might have talked about it already, but we'll getting out of my we'll bring it up on the board and take a look at it. So Sinkhole Surveyor. Whenever this creature's attack, you lose 1 life and you get a +1 counter or a spirit creature token. So we saw him bring in a 5. So you endure 1. We saw them bring that in a few times. Other cards that we saw. Hey, chat, help me out. Do we see any other cards that you noticed when we were watching the streams that you might want to take a closer look at? We've already kind of looked at some of the big ones. But really the strength for me was seeing that in this tournament was seeing the mono blue. So great. So round 4 ended. I don't know. Do we have a round 5? I don't know if we're done. How many rounds? So, I mean, overall, not bad game. I saw Space Time Mentalities. Not a bad tournament today so far. Saw Mill Control deck, Esper Control. 0 Point Ballad doing more board wipes than Day of Judgment so far that I've seen. Just kind of bouncing between these matches. Now, we didn't see all the matches. Some people didn't share their screen. So we're going over discussions on disconnects and how that accounts for the tournament. That's going to be more of a problem next week when there's money on the line, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that that are going to be upset if they disconnect. Voice of Victory, we already talked about. Let's talk about Halia right here. So I think this is great cord draw for anyone with white. If you're bringing in creatures gaining life, I think that's going to be a nice. We're going to see that a lot more, especially in Vondom decks. And Sir Vondom itself, we already kind of talked about. Dragons. So Dragons was viable. Both games we saw those run, we saw Dragons hit and win. Well, we got... After it makes sense and having a clear rule. Okay, so they're working out the details on how it disconnects. Again, this format is new. So as we're playing these tournaments, we're having to get some of these rules going along as we go. And input anywhere on the Discord. You can find that up at the top of the chat, our Discord. Actually, I'm going to put another one in here just in case it's harder for y'all to find. But I got to move this over to my screen. So I'm gonna put invite people, copy. If you're not currently part of the Discord, you want to hear more about Planar Standard. I'm sure most of the people that are watching the stream are already interested and have been part of the Discord, but I just added another Discord. Next week, tournament, Saturday, 1 o'clock, $50 gift card, Amazon gift card on the line for the winner. I will be streaming that tournament, hopefully with a little bit of better technical issues. We saw a couple technical issues today that I'm going to get worked out. One of those being the not having the full screen going with the Discord. I'm going to figure out how I get that cropped out, and then we'll have that going. I was really happy to see a tournament without Vivi. I don't know if anybody else felt the same way, but that was pretty important to me. So we have not seen Vivi at all because she is banned, or he is banned, in this format. So you won't see Vivi Cauldron. You won't see the usual suspects. The Kato we saw was the Infiltrator versus Nightmare. That was nice. 5th turn coming. So we've got one. I think we've got one. I think we've got one more round. So we're. Yeah, so there's a 5th round coming. So we've got a round coming up in between. Trying to think of a few other cards we saw in here. I know there was a green deck. I personally talked about the Boroid, but let's look at him. I've only seen Ouroboros. Apparently, I have no idea how to spell that, which is not surprising because I can barely pronounce it. It's like they just decided to make a tongue twister out of that card. And I guess I'll have to go manually find it since I can't. It was like O something. We saw Frenzied Baloth in... my God, I can't even apparently do... do we have this set up with the right... Yep. So we've got the right cards in here. I don't have any weird... Alright, let's go slower, because I must be overpassing it. I can't even do... oh, it's a 4... That's right, this is sorted by 4 for cost, not alphabetical. So we got to go get a 4 drop. Alright, 5 drops. 3 drops. Alright, so there's the Ouroboros. We saw this, that can easily get away with you if you don't have instant removal on it. You get a counter at the beginning, right before combat. Yeah, this format is a breath of fresh air, Bass Cannon. I see you in the chat over here on Discord in real time. I 100% agree. I like not having to worry about 3,500 freaking cards. I think what we've got in the format right now with 4 sets is just under 1,000. Lorwyn comes in and might push it a little bit over that, but it's a lot easier to follow a format that's using less. Now, I came back to Magic after being out for 25 years. The last set I played was Mirrodin before coming back right after Final Fantasy launched. And I'll admit, I came back for Final Fantasy because I'm like, oh, it'd be great to have these cards. But then I couldn't buy any of them. They were all freaking stupid expensive. And so I don't actually have a whole lot of Final Fantasy cards. I was able to find a couple of the Commander decks a little bit later, but anyway. But back when I played, it was a small format. They were in blocks. So you had 2 blocks at a time. They were usually, like at the time it was Mirrodin block, I think, and then whatever block was right before that had... damn, I can't remember what the block was before. It was that long ago. But Mirrodin was super overpowered, so most of the decks you were playing with in tournaments at the time were artifact decks. I mean, Ravager was king back then, and I had a popper deck that was a Togs with a bunch of affinity artifacts, which most of that stuff's banned now. But my point is like 20 years ago, I was playing in a set that was a lot... Yes, Widgecrag Siege. Let's take a look at that card. Thanks for pushing one up, Dreams Along the Path. I think we actually brought that... I brought that one up while you were playing that card, right? So let's look at Windcrag. But not Windscrag. Let's just push wind in here. Oh, I've got green. I've got green on it. That's why. There's Windcrag Siege. I don't have one of these. But I think, was it you, Dreams Along, that was mentioning the... did you play this card? So Jeskai, we saw the Goblin token come in with Elspeth. Elspeth kind of ran away with that deck. Once you had Elspeth out and these Goblin tokens multiplying every turn, it was donezo. Yeah, Ouroboros, whatever you pronounce that. Yeah, dude, no, you have to go home. You can't bring Vivi to this tournament. And, but my point when I was talking about Final Fantasy being out, but I like this Windcrag Siege, Mardu and Jeskai being great in the Elspeth deck. And, we know what Elspeth does. We see her in Standard quite a bit. She's still in this format, but I love this card as well because you get to create soldier tokens. You get 2 counters and flying, so it's got the defense, and then it's also got removal in there. So this is a powerful card. That's why it's mythic. That's why you see it in a lot of decks. That's why it's in the competitives. Still waiting on round 4 is about to start, so we're waiting for people to join in the chats and stream their shows. But as I was saying, with this format, it's a breath of... Oh, we've got results. Let's put these results out. I got to move this over to my screen, blow it up. Events chat. Oh man, I've got a really tiny. So, results. Here we go. So we'll look at results. I'm going to put the capture up. Whoops, wrong one. There's results. So Dreams Along 1 and 2, a status. Won your matches, but then we had these over here. Let's see who the matchups are as we get into the next round. Oops, all right, so the next matchups, round 5. We're going to see Dreams Along up against Rakami. Nebuchadnezzar against Boxy. I don't think we've seen Boxy's deck yet. Oceros running the blue. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be watching to see who's coming in into the live stream. I don't think he's ready yet. Nope. Nobody's bringing their cards in yet, bringing the games up, but they'll be coming up soon. In the meantime, you know, planar standard for me, it's gonna be a lot. I don't have to spend as much money. I don't have to get these Universes Beyond sets that cost way too much for what you get out of them. Yeah, RGOS, I just saw your comment. I'm enjoying streaming this actually. I don't play Magic very well. I don't have the luck. Like, there's a luck component involved, and I just don't have it. I'm not competitive in tournaments. I like watching the tournaments. I like learning the chords. I like deck building. I'm enjoying that part of it. So I'm hoping to continue doing the commentating on these tournaments. Get some more knowledge around these cards, because we're all kind of learning the format right now. If Ivy shows up next tournament, we're going to just have to kick him out. All right, guys. So we should be seeing some games coming up again here in a minute. I'm checking in with Agonizing. Let's see if his team, if his running is up. Nope, we're not running here. Aceros, yeah, we're not running anything yet. Yeah, I don't think you can challenge without a friend request. I don't like running the chat up here because people may not be consenting to be on the video capture. So let's take video capture off until we get a match that started. So we're waiting for round 5 to start. I got Elspeth. We did see her show off here a little bit. I'd like to see that deck list with the dragons. That was a pretty competitive deck for what I saw. And then the control deck that had the secluded Starforge. I need to drink some water. Any other cards you guys saw in the matches that you want to take a closer look at and discuss? Just throw them in there in the chat. We're probably not too far out from seeing a match. Ah, here comes one right now. So we're going to come into this, and we're going to see where we're going at with... He's already got the Frenzy Baloth out, and that is a card that we're going to see a lot in sideboards if Control ends up being a dominant Tier 1 deck. So you're going to see that. But Frenzy Baloth, you can't counter their creatures. You can't reassign damage. So, all right, we got two games going right now. So I'll hit them up on the split screen. So we've got a mono blue versus mono red. Ooh, that's interesting. Look at that. So Voice of Victory pulling out a bunch down on the bottom. But mono blue versus mono red. We'll see how that goes. But that Frenzied Baloth. But as... trample, and then whenever a creature becomes tapped. So, man, he got him a 4/3. So what is this card right here? Can anybody see that one? I'll just have to wait till the trigger comes up again. But that got him an extra +1/+1 till end of turn. Mobilize, just so good. Look at that, just whittling down the life total. Where are we at with that life total, by the way? 9 and 5. Got rid of the Baloth with the seam rip. No, that was a concede. All right, back to the split screen. So Morego took out blue. I think I saw in the chat that maybe there was a land issue. Let's see, what else we got going on in the... See if we got any other decks going up. Agonizing, he doesn't look like he's up yet. Oceros, I don't know if he's up yet. He was playing the mono blue, right? Yeah, there we go. Mono blue's up. Let's see where Agonizing's game is at. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We were going to keep Oceros down here. Is he playing against Oceros? I can't tell. So it looks Kato is it blue? Agonizing's deck with the Makos. So we're looking up at the mono red screen on the top. That's being placed by Flufar. He's up against Unicyclops. Kato's he's gonna make that fairy unblockable so you can get another fairy. So we're on game 2 up at the top. Red, this mono red deck just blistered right through its match. But this is not mono blue, so there is red. So this is an is it deck. Thought it might have been mono blue because all we saw was islands on the beginning, but without access to deck lists from each player, I don't know. But there's the end down there. It looks like Agonizing took that one. Let's check in on Oceros' deck. Mono blue against control. Day of Judgment, wiping the board. Ooh, Strategic Betrayal. That's a good sideboard card, especially with graveyard access. Good removal spell. In general, got rid of his card there. It's an edict, so they have to they get a choice of what they pick. But it's a great sideboard, main board if you're strategic. So they get to pick, but if they only got one, they don't have a choice. Alright, looking down at this mono blue, it's got some decent board presence. He took out the fairy with the seam rip. Seam rip, good control card. It's one of the reasons why control's doing so well. That and Authority of the Consuls. Those are the things you got to worry about in that deck, plus the handful of other stuff, including the board wipes. This one's playing red, blue, white, so you're not going to see 0 Point Ballad. So we're looking mono red against the Mako. Is that the Mako deck? I see Tursa out. Deciding if he's going to play the fairy or not. Might be concerned about another board wipe. But he turned that 5/4 with that Witness Protection. This is probably one of the best disabling cards in the game. It's an enchantment, so it's hard to remove. Control ain't running a lot of enchantment removal at the moment, although they do have a lot of good options. So it gets their bigger creatures down to a 1/1, which is easy to deal with. Oh, here's that guy again. So that was the Kragstalker Gearhulk. We need to take a better look at that after these rounds. I took a look at it on my board. And this is the first stream that I've done, so let me know if you like it, subscribe or whatever if you get a chance or if you want to. I'm not going to make anyone do that. I'm just enjoying the format and having fun here. So Paragon of the Way. I was looking at that one earlier. Let's pull out a script screen while we wait. See who else we've got going along in the chat. Looks like that game's starting back up, so we'll go back up to the split screen. I am really interested to see how this red aggro goes. Although Base Cannon's aggro deck was not bad either. And it looks like he's got a nice hand, if that preview is to be believed. Plasma Bolt, good for 2. This is their last match up on the top, so that was it's 1-1 right now. That's how fast those two decks are going. Thopter Fabricator. It's almost a given if you're running blue, you're going to be running the Quantum Riddler. But I noted I want to take a look at that Gear Hulk. Take a look at the so I'm going to put the Gear Hulk out. Feel free to call out cards you might see in here that we can take a look at. Nova Hellkite. I think everybody is familiar with that one. Emergency Eject. That's new removal. But I want to check out that Thopter, because I've seen that a couple times. It's a vehicle flying 4/4. It brings in a Thopter. Spectral Sailor. And here comes the Hellkite for 3. Just punishing that total. Yeah, so 5 and 20, that is just knocking it down. Not much chance here, especially if they pull that out. He's got a Bolt Wave. It's going to be hard to overcome that. But look at that board. If he can get by without a Day of Judgment, might have the game. Or a 0-point ballad. So this is the Dragon deck, I think, on the bottom. I can't tell. Let's finish out this game up top. And there it goes. That aggro deck's pretty hard. That went hard. So it looks like that match went to... Alright, so that's... Whoops. Alright, let's go find another deck to jump into. Let's go check out Bass Cannon. He was playing red. Whoops, maybe not. Let's get off split screen. Can watch this match coming while I try to figure this out. See who we can bring on. Alright, so we got another match happening. This is with the Makos. So that's Vadimi. He's playing a discarding Mako deck. Is it deck? I'm going to go on mute for a second. Alright, back. Had a slight interruption in the background. Had to answer some questions. No big. Alright, look at that board presence up there at the top. Both sides. Going back and forth. And then the tides have shifted hard on mono blue over here. Looks like Agonizing got that match. Who else we got going? Alright, so I already got Agonizing. We're watching Aceros right now on the bottom with Mono Blue. That looks like the only 2 games that are up. See, Pinnacle Starcage has a lot under it right now. And with 8, he can bring those all at his 2/2s. Maybe that's what we saw earlier with this control. So if you're running Pinnacle Starcage in your control deck, but I don't know if this is control. I think those are some dragons. Oh. Nice. He's going to try to pop it. And then he used 2 to keep that from happening. Nice. And then refute to counterspell the other one. And that's a concede. Man, that was some stack action right there. I like seeing that. 2 to Sculpting Blast. Try to prevent it. Alright, so we got Aceros and Agonizing. I think Agonizing's game's up, though. So he's still showing a screen. We don't have any other tables open playing. So Thopter Fabricator was going in there. That was one I was going to look at. Let's look at that Thopter. So Thopter Fabricator. I don't have one of those. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact token. Crew 4/4, so you can bring him online when you need him. But I think his primary job is to create tokens. That might not be a bad card for... Is it weapons manufacturing deck? And I don't have any of them. So, alright, we're going into game 2 or 3. I'm not sure where they're at on this, but we're going to get to see the whole one. This is the only match that's going on right now. Nobody else is sharing their screen if there's matches taking place. Again, we're on a 3-minute delay. So please feel free to drop on cards that you're seeing. Tell me a little bit about your decks while we're waiting. So we're waiting for sideboards to finish up over here in round 5. Waiting for this match to come up. I'm going to go in and we're going to look at a couple of these cards that we just saw in these. So I want to look at this Thopter Fabricator so you guys can see. Thopter Fabricator. Nice card. We were seeing that in there. I'm waiting for the... there goes the match. So we're going to go back into it. And here we go. So Aceros and Sherlock Holmes playing... So next week when we stream the tournament, I'm going to get some of these kinks worked out as far as like the split screen mode and being able to see the whole screen, including the live totals. That's why I don't have to swap back and forth. But hopefully this has been a good experience for everybody watching, trying to see what people are playing, trying to get this meta solved. I'm personally really enjoying this. Looking forward to doing it next week when there's some money on the line for the tourney. Oh, I hit a button. Did not mean to do that, guys. I hit the space bar, and apparently that switches that off. Actually didn't know that. Oh, shortcut. I'll have to remember that. Alright, so Mono Blue. And he sideboarded in the Soul Guide Lantern against him. Voice of Victory coming down. Anxious to play that island. Yep. Good witness protection, Dan. Bringing him right down. Yeah, get some more fairies out. Oh, we lost my timer went off on my lights. We've been streaming now for about 4 hours since the timer went off. Don't want to look at my whitened up face. Let's put that light back on. There we go. Seam Rip took one of those fairies. Consult the star charts. I am a big fan of that card from a draw perspective. I think it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite out of it. It's only 2 mana. Kicker gets you 2 cards for the number of lands you control at 4 mana. Not bad. Mentioned Kiora? No, I don't think we've mentioned Kiora. Let me see what that card does. Kiora. Oh, yeah, the Rising Tide. That's right. I like that card. We'll take a look at it here in a minute. We did see a couple people playing that. You get a blue octopus creature token out if you meet the threshold. And there goes the Day of Judgment. Divert Disaster. Turn too late. So Kato's allows him to get some ninjas out there. Soul Guide Lantern. He's going to get rid of those cards out of the graveyard. That could come back. Emergency Eject by Kato. Man, control's pretty strong right here. It's getting all the cards it needs to perform. But at least he got one creature out after that board wipe. Gonna go get himself another island. Yeah, Kiora the Rising Tide. That's a nice card. We'll talk about her when we wrap up and wait for the results, because I think this is a great saw. That threshold on it, when there's 7 cards or more, you create that Scion token. So, but you get to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So there goes Emergency Eject too. Whew, 2 of those. And then here's Consult the Charge card. So look for another removal on that 2/1 or a board wipe. But I mean, I don't know if I'd pull a board wipe out with Consult the Charge cards, but he only went with the 1, so he only pulled 1 card out. 3 in hand. Mistrise Village. This is uncounterable, so whatever he's throwing is coming down. Paragon of the Way. We haven't talked about that card either, and I've seen it numerous times. So Paragon of the Way. Spirit Dragon. Exile target non-land card with mana 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it. And you may cast it. So that's why the Soul Grand Runner is there. That Paragon was Jeskai Dragons. Oh, we got him with the stall out, and it's gonna help him get him there. But Mistrise Village is pretty clutch, I think, being able to just put it out without a counter. Oh, here comes another Kato. So he's got him stalled out, tapping. Now, stalled out. I hadn't talked about that card either, but it seems like it's good tempo. And it's because I don't have one. Tap target creature or vehicle, then put 3 stun counters on it. So that guy's out for 3 turns. 2 more turns now on the counter. Here comes Kato. He's got 2 coming. Stall out. Nice tempo card for 2. See what he's got up his sleeve over here. Well, it's uncounterable. It's Pinnacle Star Cage. That's coming out again. And that's going to leave... Oh, Witness Protection. He's going to draw some cards. Oh, we're getting a little bit of feedback loop. Mistrise Village is just... It's making things a lot easier. Got 1 more turn for that, so of course wait. Oof, we're getting a little bit of interference on the internet. But, of course, Witness Protection's going on top of that guy. Man, this is a battle of wits against control. I like witness protection. Oh, Corey Monastery. Now, what did that do there? Couldn't see it. Went up too fast. Quarry Mountain. So Quarry Mountain Monastery taps, exile the top card of your library. Until the next turn, you may play that card. So we went to go find something he could play, maybe hoping for a counterspell. Didn't get it. And then he's got another stall out. Can't get enough to build him another creature, not drawing a creature. He's going to get 1/1 on him. Damn. It's going to be hard to build him up. He's going to probably pull that Corey again. That's a good effect on a land. Hadn't looked at that land yet. Yeah, you're right. Getting another fairy. I think he was waiting to see if we'd see another one of those. And look, what's he gonna pull? There we go. Draw another card. And that life gaining right there. So he's now at 12 because he's got a life linker. Is that what that? I've seen that card a couple times. I didn't get to see what it was. And there's the Meringue River Regent. Let's see. What does that one do? Learning a lot of these cards myself. Draw 3 cards in discard or flying 6/7. 2 targets to their owner's hand. So there they go. That's going to help. Now, if he's got... Elspeth Smite. Hadn't seen that removal yet. This is our last match of round 5. It's against Mono Blue and Control. So Elspeth Smite deals 3 damage. So attacking or blocking, exiled instead. But we got a 6/7 out. Let's see where this goes. He's got 4 cards in hands. He's got the Quarry Mountain Monastery to pull, exile the top card. See who he plays. Mistrise Village keeps it from being counterable. Yeah, taking a moment to think. I don't blame him. This is a nail biter right here. It's the only match happening. Last match of round 5. Oh, uncounterable. Whatever he's playing, it's coming out. And it's that guy. And that's Twin Warrior something. I didn't catch the rest of that. Twin's enough for me to search it and find it. So Twin Moss Stormblood. When this creature enters, you gain 5 life. So now it's going to be hard to come back down from that. But he's got another Meringue River Regent. He used the discard availables on it. Witness Protection. Warp Quantum Riddler. 1 card, so he's going to get at least 2 out of that. Put an island down. So you want to draw cards. Discard a card. Oof. Yeah, it's a tough one. You know that other card's coming out, his other creature. So you have to decide what you're doing. Ooh, put the flafe down. Unblockable 6/7. See, he's top decking right now, but he's got 2 cards. Hard to see that on this match, but here comes that guy. We knew he was coming back. Paragon of the Way, because he got bounced up. He's gonna have to witness protection, that guy, right? I think he's gonna try to draw out a counterspell if he's got him first. That's why he's putting that guy down. Here comes Quantum Riddler. Oh, he's got enough for all of that. Make it 6/7 unblockable. And you're gonna discard that island. Of course you are. Mistrise Village. He's going to counter it. And that's what he was doing, drawing out the counter. Nice job. That was a good play right there. I was wondering if he's going to draw that out. Now he's got 2 1/1s to deal with. So unless he comes up with a board wipe, this could be game. Oh, he's going for Kato. Still don't know what he's got in his hand. Could be anything. Could be a couple counter spills. Could be nothing he can do about it. Seam Rip doesn't help about any creature that's over 2. So if he's holding on to those, yep, Seam Rip is only value 2 or less. So here we go, 5. And that's game. Nice job. Mono blue against control. Mono blue's in. We got one more game, looks like, at least. Going to be putting up his sideboard or just going right in. Did a great job drawing out that counter to put witness protection. That was a great play. And we're going to watch one more game. Again, this it's a nice match going on. This tournament's been fun. I'm enjoying Planar Standard. While we're waiting for... oh, nope, game's going right back in. Well, hold on. We'll wait. He might be sideboarding with some more stuff. But while we're going again, let's take a look at some other... Let's take a look at a couple cards here. Seam Rip. And then we were going to look at the Paragon of the Way. I'm watching on my other screen, so... Whoops, I'm not in the right screen. There we go. Let's look at that Paragon of the Way. That was giving him some fits over there. Exile target non-clan with mana 3 versus regrade. Copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So that's why I had the Soul Guide Lantern in there, was to keep him from putting out some big creatures, big dragons. All right, match is starting back up. Let's go see where we're at. But that play on that Witness, that was, oof. That is a rough opening hand. That's not getting played. That's better. The Meringue River Regent. Sending that one back. That's a late game card. Not a bad choice. We're going to look at that card here as we wait for the results after this match. So far I think we've got... I don't know if they've played 2 matches so far, if we're on the second, but we do know Mono Blue is 1 up. The island floating. Anxious to play that island. Love it. And here comes some fairies. Mischievous Mystic. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a fairy out. Get a 1/1 fairy. I hope y'all are enjoying the stream today. We got a bunch of people in chats watching, checking out the standard format, trying to figure it out. Stock up. Playing stock up over on that side. So I think stock up, so control must be running stock up and consult the chart charts. 2 very good filtering cards. And he's probably got a Day of Judgment in there. But the Thopter isn't going to be affected by it. I mean, you never know. When they play a stock up, they get to pick what they choose. And if I were him, I'd go for a board wipe. Emergency Eject. In Standard, that card would never even see play. Giving your opponent something like a lander token like that one comes on, not going to happen. They have things, they have other cards that are better, like Get Lost, even though that one gives you a Explorer token. So, but a lander, man, you pop that thing, you get another mana. Here comes the River Regent. He's going to use it for the Omen effect. And he's going to counterspell that. Ouch. But it's possible that was a ploy. Because when you're against control, being able to play, draw out their counterspells, that's key to being a winner. I'm not very good about that personally, which is why I don't like playing against control. But if you know how to play against that, decides which cards are more important in your deck than others, then you're going to have you're going to be much better at going against control in this format. So he's got a couple of key cards in his hand. That would be, oh, there's the Star Cage. So that was one of his cards that he pulled probably from that stock up. Maybe not, but that one hurts blue, mono blue pretty badly. Took all his cards off the board. I mean, he survived one of those before. Well, the first game we watched, had to keep that one out. Ended up having to pull out on that. That was the clutch card for him in the first game. So this is the third game, game 3. I had forgot that we had seen the end of the first one when he threw the pendulum and then Disculpting Blast that he's got in there. Let's see if he counters it. And he's looking for a counter. And so he, is he going to put that on the stack? Did he put it on there? I couldn't see the card. My middle-aged man eyes. But whatever he's pulling, he's looking for counterspell probably because he don't want to lose that cage. Got his creatures back, but the Star Cage is going to come back out. But now you can prepare for it better. Draw a card. And nice. Wish we could see what is over in. Wish we could see what is in Sherlock Holmes' hand. Elspeth Smite. So White's got good removal. White's actually got good removal. It's no wonder Asorius and White Control is being talked about as being a major player in the format as it currently sits. So we're currently in the last match, I think, of the tournament. I don't know if we're having a round 6. It looks like people are wrapping it up in the Discord chat. But if you're interested in playing next week's tournament, 11/8, 1 o'clock, $50 Amazon gift card reward that's being put up by Edorado. Not good with pronouncing anything, to be honest. If it's got more than 4 syllables, I'm going to be like mushmouth rapper. Blah, blah, blah. 4 syllables or more, I'm stumbling over my tongue. So man, whittling down that control deck right now with some good plays. Disculpting Blast on the Star Cage. Star Cage Combat's currently got one creature. He's got some. Again, I'd like to see what's over in the control player's hand. Oh, here comes whatever's coming's uncounterable. You ain't stopping it. And it's the Paragon of the Way. No Soul Guide, so he's going to get whatever card he's got in there that he wants. Stock up. And that's where the stock up is coming back. He's stocking up 2 cards. Forever on Trick. Create 2 fairies. Nice. Waited till he was tapped out so he can get a little more damage in there and be able to attack with him on his next turn. And he's also got the sellout. 3 stun counters on this guy. Is he gonna play it? Letting him know that he's thinking. That's courteous. I don't know how many people in Arena just take forever and I have no idea what they're doing. They don't tell me they're thinking. Yeah, Soloprodus in the chat, in the Discord chat. Yeah, I love seeing all the cooks in here. We're getting some very interesting looking tournaments. A bunch of stuff happening. It's nice. I like seeing competitive decks like Dragon decks and Boyd decks. Mono Blue is a real surprise for me. I'm surprised I'm seeing it do so well. I haven't seen Mono Blue in years. But Again, I didn't play for 20 years, so I have no idea what happened in the 25 years between Mirrodin and Final Fantasy. There could have been plenty of mono blue decks, but I remember mono blue back in the day was like High Tide from Fallen Empires. I'm an old guy. So his, oh, here comes Seam Rip. Getting one of those tokens out. So he's down to 5 life. 5 to 16. Yeah, that creature combo was nice, Agonizing. I saw that. I don't remember who was playing it. We watched it a little bit on the stream. The Grixis. I don't... Did we see that on the stream? I thought I saw a Grixis deck. Ah, yeah, the Dragonback Assault. That's right. That's what we saw. Yeah, that was a nice combo. I was enjoying that. It's a board wipe. Lots of board wipes in this format. All right, so let's see who he puts the stall out on. Oh, he cycled. I figured he was going to hit. He must have cycled the other stall out because I never saw it come out, but... Maybe if he pulls this one off, there's a reason why I don't play that. I would have. Hillbilly Galeblade. Need a couple chump blockers, I'm thinking. Down to 8. He had him down to 3. That twin, whatever that card's called, the twin something. Already forgot. Twin Maw Stormbrood, 5 life when it enters. Ah, Uniclopsis. He was playing Grixis. And Vian, I'm doing live from the... yeah, thanks for joining, Yo Copper. I appreciate you following and putting the commentary. I'm hoping you're enjoying the commentary. As I get more familiar with the meta and the cards that are being used, it'll probably be better commentary. But eject, emergency eject, getting rid of Kato again. Fairies. Some flyers. 2 flyers to block. It's a stalemate right over here in the last match of the game, but whatever's coming's uncounterable. Oh, Elspeth. I didn't even know she was in this deck. Now it's going to be... turn's going to come back. Let's see what he does with that, with these cards. Stalemate. Pass. So Uniclops is playing the Grixis deck that they're talking about in the Discord chat. Somebody's attacking finally. Taking a look at that graveyard. Probably not a bad idea. And the longer a game goes on, the more likely Control's gonna win. I always blame the shuffler in Arena. That and MMR. This is a look bitis if you're watching the stream. It's always the Arena shuffler. I shuffle my cards better in real life, I promise. Oof, Elspeth just putting that board presence out. This is going to be tough. That Elspeth coming out was a surprise. Whittling down that 16. 35 cards. Nope, he's putting the star cage out to get 2 little robots. I don't think blue has a board wipe. I don't think green has a board wipe, but red has a board wipe for 2/2s or less. That's litho breaking. Good match, man. Conceded. It's getting a little too strong on that side over there for Aceros. Aceros, good job running up against that control. Yeah, so that ends round 5. I don't think there's a round 6, but let's talk about a couple of the cards we just saw in this match. Twin Void Stormbrood, that kept coming in. We saw him a lot. He's got an Omen on there too, so he can do 5 damage to a creature without flying. So it's a utility card, but we saw it most often being used to gain life. That brought him back down from 3 to 5, from 3 to 8. Yeah, it's cool to watch that. Thanks, Edorado, for putting on this tournament. We really appreciate it. I'm enjoying doing the commentary. But that Stormbrood was clutch. Another card that we wanted to mention that was brought up in the chat, Kiora. So this is what she looks like, the Rising Tide. We saw her in one of the matches earlier. The threshold on that is if you've got 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you can create a Scion of the Deep token. It's an octopus. Yes, so congrats to Sherlock Holmes. I guess he was the winner. I guess we were watching the very last match, so this must have been an elimination. I was not paying attention to the tournament rules, but Sherlock Holmes, congrats on your win. That was a very, very fun watch there at the end. I appreciate everybody watching today. I do a little more commentary, but we already know the results. I'm going to have to get dinner ready because I have to eat something. And I've also been sitting here for 4 hours without using the bathroom once, and that's got to happen at some point. But if you look at this Koira, we were talking about her. Another card we saw multiple times coming in is Stall Out. So we saw that doing a good job on keeping that board in the second game when Mono Blue won. 3 stun counters. Put it right on top of that Paragon of the Way and cause it to not be able to attack for a while. Witness Protection was another one we saw in that second game. And I've talked about this a few times. Turns any creature into a legitimate business person. Yep. 1/1 green creature. Loses all abilities. Can't do anything else because he's legitimate now. And, yeah. So that was another good card we saw in that last match. And then Pinnacle Star Cage. We didn't talk about this one at all. So here we go. That is just a great board wipe, especially late game. If you can wipe out all the tokens on the board and any creatures under 2 or less, you also get to put them under the artifact exiled. When you sack that artifact for 8, 2 white, 6 colorless, you create as many colorless robot tacos, tokens, not tacos. I'd like some tacos, but tokens that are under it. And combine that with Elspeth. We saw in the end when he bought up that board presence, he got 2 for the one that was under there. And then for the artifact hate, the Sculpting Blast. That was another one, and I can't spell that word, so let's spell blast instead. Yeah. Return target to this owner's hand. If it was attacking, create a 1/1 tolerance drone artifact. So you get a drone artifact that's any permanent. So he was using it on that Pinnacle Star Cage quite a bit, and at the last of the first game, we saw 2 of these get played in a counterspell, and that rushed it out. So, man, lots of fun, guys. I appreciate everybody going and watching this. Paragon of the Way. I had that up in between the matches while we were waiting for the sideboard, but to give it a little bit more justice, because this was clutch, he's able to bring in any non-land card from the graveyard and cast it without its mana cost. So if it's 3 or less, you can bring it in. So we saw him bring back Emergency Eject a couple times, take out Kato with it. Not a bad card. And then also on control side, most of the creatures we saw from there, but Mistrise Village. Anytime you saw him tap that, you knew you were effed. Because you can make anything uncountable for 1 extra blue mana. And if you've got a lot of lands out, that's going to be easy to target. So want to call that one out because that one was clutch a few times. We saw a counterspell sit in his hand. Completely useless if you hit Mistrise Villas. The next spell you cast can't be countered. Congratulations again to Sherlock Holmes for winning the first informal tournament. Next week, 11/8, we're going to have a tournament that's got a prize for it. $50 Amazon gift card. We would love if we can get some donations for more prize packages in the soon, and so hopefully I'll have some way to do that. I'm going to clear it again with everybody in the chat. We'll get some suggestions. Please spend some time in Discord chat understanding the format if you haven't been part of it in the past, and also give us suggestions. Let me know what you'd like for the screen. I know there's a few technical things that I have to fix for next time so that we can get a better view of the board on the split screen. But barring that, I'd like to see this format take off. And again, thanks everyone. I'm going to end the stream so I can take care of my dinner and everything. But congrats again, Sherlock Holmes, on the win with your control deck. Good times. We'll see you guys at other points this week. I will probably be streaming a few times this week, best of 3, doing some commentary if we can, or you can watch me play and play against me. But I don't have a set schedule for my streams. They just happen when they happen. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. Subscribe if you get a chance. Looking forward to next week, 11/8, 1 p.m. Eastern. More Planar Standard tournament action and commentary. Take care, everyone.